We all good? Yeah. Let's do it. Hey, everybody. Welcome back in for our first episode of 2025. We had initially recorded, had one ready to go for you, and it was like our longest episode too, but I think there's like a
It was our longest episode?
Dude, it was an hour and 30 minutes.
No.
I think Apple has a...
No,
I think it's Apple's proprietary thing. It might be privacy-based, but I don't think you can record audio from like a FaceTime or phone call. I think it's for privacy purposes. And there's like I don't know. That's
See, like I had looked it up, and because when you go to the screen, when you press screen record now, you can go to audio and turn mic on.
Interesting.
So I was like, oh, this like has to, and I tested
Maybe
it out.
we do have it. I don't know.
Think,
I keep on hope.
Well, no, but I think the difference was like I had just like tested it out, like talking into my phone, just screen recording like my apps and stuff, but like maybe over FaceTime.
Yes, okay, maybe so. Yeah,
we got a lost episode floating around out there.
Yeah. In the vault. In the vault. That's the. Once we get the Patreon, you can have it.
Yeah.
It'll be paywalled.
Logging behind the paywall.
Sorry about that, boys.
Yeah, but okay, so we are going to try to make that up on the back half. Just to preview 2025 really quick, talking about some of the films that we're anticipating. Condense it a bit, but the reason we're here today, and this is kind of timely, kind of not. Jacob and I were both in Tennessee,
Snowing
and we just
big time.
Had our first snow of the season, which is always a fun thing because it happens once, maybe twice a year. So big time cozy vibes here. But Mason out in LA, why don't you give us a little rundown of what your week's been looking like? Because it's been fire and ice for the podcast this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say the exact opposite of what y'all are going through. Yeah. Just going through all the wildfires. I'm sure anyone that's listening to this knows what's up. But yeah, I mean, I'm good. I'm safe. Feel very lucky to not have to have evacuated or anything, but yeah, just thinking about everyone else, people that I know that, lost their house, and, it's just a mess out here, and, but the community has come together, it is nice, like seeing, usually everyone just has their head down in LA, and, no one really wants to talk to each other, but I feel like everyone, kind of has a sense of, I don't know, community and unity right now. So that's
I think we'll throw in some resources if you want to help out in the description.
Yeah, that'd be
of this
cool.
episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Did we say what we're doing? I can't remember.
I don't think we have.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I mean, you basically implied it. But
it's the winter
maybe.
movie draft. Yeah, it's winter. It's snowing, at least in parts of the country. And we're gonna draft some movies now. We'll preface by saying we arranged this all in a group text, and the parameters of like what's a winter. We specifically said not like a cut and dry Christmas movie. Like those don't qualify.
Yeah.
But there's a big gray area around holiday movies and what qualifies. So we're about to see what the picks are. But
well, also like there's gonna like. What do we do about a movie that's set in summer and there's one scene that's like in the winter and snowy? You know what I mean? There's a lot of like gray area, but we can talk about it. And if someone wants to contend,
sure.
We're open
that'll
to
be interesting.
discussion.
The first draft in which we can deny picks.
Yeah, I mean that's legit.
We've saved the order of the draft for the recording, so we don't know who's going first.
I got the wheel pulled up right here.
And I'm very nervous because I have no idea what y'all's picks are going to be, and I don't know what I need to pick first because I have some that I feel like I can keep, but I also don't know where everybody's priorities are.
I feel like there's two, maybe three big ones, and like those are the ones that like immediately came to mind. Like when we said we were going to do this, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you all are like thinking of the same movies that I am, but
I'm excited because I think there's maybe 3 or 4 movies that y'all aren't going to pick, but I'm going to get for the taking. So
Yeah, there's definitely some films that like one of us has seen and the others haven't.
I know one.
Or 2 of us have seen and the others haven't. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely.
I think I know one of Jacob's heavy hitters. But we'll save it.
Bro, I'm gonna take that.
I haven't seen it, but I might as well just snatch it at my one if I get picked first.
Oh wait, no, we're thinking of something else then.
yeah, I wasn't. I think I know what you're. I know what you're thinking of, and I don't think I can. I don't think I can put up a good argument for that one. But before we get to that, I'm gonna go ahead and spin the wheel.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Spin
right,
the
coming
wheel.
up first. All right, let's get doing a big spin.
And we're snaking, right?
Oh,
I don't know if
it
I don't
is-
know if I want. First.
it is Ethan.
Oh,
Ethan is
okay.
going first.
Man, this is awful.
Okay.
So much pressure.
All right, and then in
Okay.
second,
Yeah.
it's doing a big spin. Mason has landed
It's a
second.
long spin.
Okay.
Okay. So Jacob has
So
the
I
turn.
automatically get last, and we are ready to roll.
That's not bad. That's not a bad. I would honestly rather have
I
one
get
of the
2
turns.
back to back.
I'm the guy stuck in the
Yeah.
middle now.
It's tough.
Okay.
All right.
Are we,
Also, we
never
wait.
established
We
how many
did
picks.
not
Yeah.
specify. Yeah, I was about to say, are we doing 5? Are we doing 10? Are
let's
we doing
do
7?
10 at least.
All right. That's
Oh,
10.
gosh. Dude, I don't know if I have enough movies.
I think we could do it.
all right.
Okay. We might have to free ball a little at the
Yeah.
end.
So you might have
but,
to put some
know.
long
I think
shots.
10 will be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Who's going to keep track of
Okay.
who's got what?
I have a Google
Okay,
Docs up, but that's just. That was okay. Yeah. That was more for just me, but yeah, I can keep track.
Ethan, take it away. With the number 1 pick in the 2025 Winter Movie Draft, Ethan Morrell selects.
See, this is tough. The
Yeah,
first
you can
pick's
think about
always
it for a
hard,
second.
and it's because
What was taken in the score draft? What was taken first?
That's a good question.
I think I took. Oh wait, no! It was Jacob that went first, and I think he took La La Land, right?
I feel like I took Phantom Thread first.
That sounds right. Oh yeah, maybe.
I think Jacob
I don't
did
know.
go first, though.
I know. Like Social Network and Uncut
Yeah,
Gems
mine
those
was-
were like up there, but
I went Lord of the Rings first. But yeah, okay. For this one, I'm thinking winter through and through. The setting is completely winter. This is one of the most
because some of
iconic
these,
winter films. Yeah.
some of these. I was gonna say some of these. We don't necessarily have to go best movie. This is more.
And
winter.
this is truly one of the greatest shut-in movies ever.
No.
Directed by arguably one of the greats.
Oh.
Well, not
I
one
know
of the
it.
greats. Like a top 3 director.
The GOAT.
I know you're.
It's
gonna
The
say.
Shining.
I know
It's
you're
The
gonna
Shining.
say.
Ah.
I feel like this is the pick, right? This is the winter movie pick.
Yeah, that's probably the.
If
pick,
you're going
yeah,
one,
I
I
would
know
say.
what 2 is. I know what 3 is probably. But with the first pick, I feel like I have to go Kubrick on this one. Such a good adaptation.
Yeah.
Um,
Dang, I wanted that.
yeah, just with, I don't know. I think it's successful on so many fronts. So many iconic scenes. The way he builds suspense and drama, the performances, the cinematography, like the use of sound is really genius in how he builds suspense. And even the changes in the adaptation from the book to the movie that Kubrick decided, I think were largely effective. And overall, I just think it's if you're talking winter movies, this is the first one that comes to mind.
This is the one. I mean, when we
Yeah.
were snowed in last year, this was my favorite watch of the snow in. I watched it last year, and it was amazing.
It's.
Just another normal 5-star.
I was gonna say
classic
I have it at
from
5 star.
Kubrick.
It's kind of like undisputable or indisputable 5 star. You
Yeah.
know? It's just
I mean, Kubrick has at least 3 or 4
Yeah.
of those.
Mhm.
Probably.
I don't know if I've talked about this with y'all yet, but I've been kind of obsessed with Kubrick over the break. I think
you gave me a bit of a rundown last Sunday. You gave me some
Oh, yeah.
Kubrick
the-
lore.
the Barry Lyndon watch. I think
Great
the
watch,
Barry,
by the way. A lot of
the
fun.
Bar-
I gotta
the
rewatch
Barry
that,
Lyndon
man.
watch. I've known Kubrick is amazing. I'm not saying that. I didn't know that, but I always thought that it was, he had some heavy hitters. How can he make this many good movies? And then when I watched Barry Lyndon, I just couldn't believe that there's more goated Kubrick out there. So,
I mean, dude, I never in my day to day hear anyone talking about like Doctor Strangelove, bro. That is an amazing.
That's my least favorite. That's probably my least favorite Kubrick, and it's an easy 9.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, even as much as I liked Barry Lyndon, I still have Shining, Clockwork Orange, 2001 above it.
I just want to say,
yeah,
I bumped up Barry Lyndon to a 5.
Really? Hey,
I'm
man,
in
it's great.
love with that movie.
I think I still have it at an 8, which is I think kind of half the issue of like rating stuff, because like looking back on that, it's just like, yeah, it's got to be stronger.
It is.
Than that. It's like at least a 9. I don't know if it's like perfect.
Yeah, it's not my favorite by him, but it is so good.
It's some of the dude. It's some of the best mise en scène. Like the cinematography is just like, oh my gosh.
Besides 2001, it's his best work. Like from a technical standpoint, and it's not close.
Yeah, no, it definitely
it's
is.
stunning.
Yeah,
Every shot is just like breathtaking. You almost forget what the movie's about because you're just too, like, just dumbfounded by what you're seeing on screen.
Which I think like maybe a little bit of the issue is like it's so long, but it's like, man, it looks so nice. I mean, it's hard to complain.
He's
about
nice enough
that.
to include an intermission.
Exactly.
So I feel like he gets points for that.
He was the go
Speaking
to
of
that,
intermissions,
man. Like,
I don't want to derail this thing because we're still picking. But does the Brutalist have an intermission? Okay,
it does.
Okay.
It has a legit intermission,
It's
and
a classy move.
It's not a. It's not like a. I think like when they project 2001, even like in 70 now, it's just like, just a black screen. No, it's like in a legit intermission, and like it's like in the film. Like in the actual like canisters is like an intermission, and there's like a 10 or 15 minute cue that plays over the intermission,
composed
that, like leads
originally
you into the second part.
That's awesome.
That leads you into the second part. It's like there's a lot.
I love when
really
composers get a little moment to shine because I know they're excited about it. Because frequently they're kind of taking a backseat, just supporting the drama. They have to go through many levels of. I guess QC between like the music editor, the director, the producers, like the people who have the money who don't know a lick about music. A lot of them, some of them do, but most of them don't. They have to greenlight it. So there's a lot of like people to please before your music can get placed in a movie. So
Definitely. Also, I don't know if I talked about this, but the intermission is like, wow, there's an actual intermission. I don't think there's been one in like 40 years. There's a legit overture, like in the film.
That's
like
cool.
The first 10 or 15 minutes. It's like,
that's really cool.
Okay, this is cool.
I'm very excited. Me and Ethan are seeing it next weekend.
We can do a long episode.
It'll have to be 6 hours. It'll be.
Yeah.
Heath will be joining us for that
it'll
one.
be
Heath and
it'll
Micah.
be brutal.
Hey.
Oh my God.
He's coming.
Very, very excited. It's for Heath's birthday. Shout out Heath.
I think I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna try to rewatch it, even though it's like approaching 4 hours. So it's not easy to like just go and see. But
we're planning on seeing that next weekend. Shout out Heath. It's because it's his birthday next weekend.
Yeah, happy birthday, Heath.
Happy birthday, my boy.
Fourth host of the pod.
Exciting.
We haven't had him on in a minute, so we'll have to get him back.
Yeah. Perfect opportunity. All right. Mason, you're up.
Yeah, okay, this is me, right? Okay, I mean, I'm not
With
gonna
the second pick.
sit on it too long. I think
You just got to shoot from the hip.
I mean, I have this. Yeah, I mean, I have this poster. I'm staring at this poster
Makes
right now.
sense to me.
I gotta go
Makes
Fargo.
sense to me.
Right?
Yep.
I gotta go Fargo. This is actually. I'm surprised I didn't think of The Shining when we first like talked about this idea, but this was the one that just immediately sprung to mind because it's just like snow.
Yes.
And I always like see the.
Can we take a minute to talk about the cast of Fargo?
Yeah. Steve Buscemi.
Incredible. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, mate. Minnesota.
So, do you find your line of work very interesting?
You've got prime Francis
dude,
McDormand.
I haven't had a chance to rewatch
William H.
it
Macy,
in
Steve
a while,
Buscemi.
but
I mean, it's like, it's phenomenal. It's so good. This is the Coen brothers firing on all cylinders.
I don't think it's their best movie, but I would entertain the idea.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, if someone talked to me, I don't think it's nearly as like a oh my gosh, my jaw's on the floor perfection type of work that No Country is. But I mean, dude, it's
just
good.
so tight.
It's so tight, and it's a lot. I mean, dude, it's a lot more fun and funny than No Country is. So it's
a
an
really
easy
easy watch. It's great.
I find myself
It's 98
hard-pressed.
minutes.
I find myself hard pressed to find really anything wrong with Fargo, and it's effortlessly funny and intense.
Yeah.
Even if some of their later movies are maybe technically more impressive for one reason or the other, this is like the blueprint. This is classic Coen Brothers.
Yeah, and it's the classic Coen Brothers of like, hey, this is really serious. This should not be funny, but there's just some really good bits
It's
in there.
just so
man.
absurd.
Like, they are so good at that. Man, but yeah, I'm definitely happy to have that. You know, even if I don't get anything else I want, I got Fargo. We good.
All right.
Okay, you got back-to-back picks.
Okay. Well, so I
think I know where you're gonna go here.
Honestly feeling a little conflicted after these two picks because those are like my top two snow movies. So we're there's a lot of other great snow movies out there, but right now, I'm definitely I wouldn't say snow is necessarily what I think of when I first think of this movie, but it's winter, and we're kind of all fresh off a watch of it. So I got to pick the Umbrellas of Cherbourg. How do you pronounce that? But the
Man.
Yeah, I thought that might be
man.
going.
French.
I didn't realize you were gonna take it so early. I thought I would
French
get
New
that
Wave
turn, but, you know.
goat and French film composer goat. You got Legrand and Jacques Demy back at it, harder than PB and J. When we talk about film and cinema, a lot of people think of Singing in the Rain, Technicolor, beautiful music, and this is in that same camp. People, it is beautiful. It is a swan song of sound, music, color, and love, and it's beautiful.
I think Patton Oswalt in his, I don't know if it was like a Criterion special interview when he was talking about it. I think it was him. He said that the colors in the umbrellas look lickable, which I thought was just great because like.
It's a scrumptious. It's a scrumptious movie.
It is just such a joy to watch. And on the topic of Michael Legrand, the dude worked with Miles Davis.
Oh yeah.
He wrote. You Must Believe in Spring. The Bill Evans album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He wrote the tune. Like he composed that.
I think I saw that.
And then the Love theme got turned into another jazz standard that is a little bit lesser known, but like the dude had a record with Miles Davis, and like he worked with a lot of jazz greats. Like he was a legit orchestrator and arranger, and
I feel like he's a bit underrated because he's from
100%.
France. Because he's from France, and he wasn't necessarily like in the thick of it during that era of jazz. But I mean, his handiwork can be heard on a lot of your favorite jazz artists' albums, man.
Yep.
I don't want to spoil this, but I just watched Young Girls, which is like the third in the trilogy. It's like an unofficial trilogy, but they're all with Catherine. But yeah, there's a very French New Wave bit where they're like, oh, there's Bach, there's Miles Davis, and there's Legrand. Like they say his name in the film. It's like, that's so cool, bro.
They knew
That's
he
so
was the
cool,
GOAT
man.
even back
So
then.
cool.
Like Demi was like, hey, let's get that in there.
That's
Let's get that in
crazy.
there. That's my guy.
It's a beautiful movie, and went
That's a
on
great
to
pick.
inspire many other great movies. So
Man, he passed away just like 5 years ago. That's really sad. R.I.P. Man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Legrand or Demi?
Legrand.
Oh, okay. That's
Legrand, yeah.
It's a long
I think
life.
Demi- that Venom.
Yeah.
Um,
He was
so
86.
Coming up next.
Wait. At some point, where we need to have the umbrellas in the discussion because y'all are going at it on Letterboxd, bro.
Ethan's taking shots at me. Okay. Look,
No, I just figured in for a penny, in for a pound. That's all. I think La La Land is wonderful.
Yeah.
That's classic Ethan, bro.
I mean, yes, the inspiration is clear, but like I think they're different.
They're different. No, for sure.
Yeah, they are.
sure.
They're different. You can see the inspiration, but they're different. There's so many.
Yeah,
movies
And
like that.
I could perfectly understand why most people would probably say Umbrellas is better than La La Land. But
I don't think a lot of people would.
Uh,
I think it'd
know.
be. I think it'd
I
be
don't know.
more.
I feel
I
like
think it
I feel
depends
like
on
in
who you're
terms of
talking
like
to.
I feel like in terms of like the really nerdy people.
A lot of people love La La Land. Like the amount of people that have that on the top 4 is granted that's not
Yeah.
an adequate barometer of how much people love the movie or how many films they have seen. And just to be clear, you don't have to have seen like every film to have a valid opinion. Everybody, I feel like it's good to hold everybody's opinion with relatively equal regard. But that said,
Sure.
people love La La Land.
I mean, it's in the zeitgeist of like, oh, this is like
Top
maybe
5 of
the
the century.
third or
Yeah.
fourth most important movie of
Yeah.
the 21st.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's up there.
Rightfully so.
I would be interested to maybe dive into that deeper on why one works better than the other. Just in terms of some of the similar
That could be
some
a
of the
future
similar
episode.
styles
That'd
they
be fun.
use.
I still think Giselle's
I
trying
will-
to figure out what
no,
jazz
I-
is.
I will say this though. Now,
Come on, man.
I will say this though. Legrand trumps Hurwitz. Okay.
Yeah,
I-
Hurwitz
I-
is great. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, duh.
I mean, I love the.
But
He did go to
look,
Berkeley,
we've
though,
had this
so-
discussion, Ethan. But the
Irwin's went to Berkeley.
Chazelle, like, oh, wait, what?
Hurwitz went to Berkeley.
Yeah, which is a little bit of a bummer. But
Yeah.
I will unapologetically
No,
be a Berkeley hater.
the inaccuracies of like Whiplash and stuff.
It's not
that
it's more of
seems-
like the misconception of
seems very
what
silly.
contemporary jazz looks like that bothers me. And the
Yeah,
characterization
no, that's
within La La
fair,
Land of how jazz was born, because that is completely like.
I mean,
I
haven't
understand
seen it in a
maybe
while,
like they
so-
took some liberties for the script, but like they did, it
Sure.
just wasn't the most
wanna-
faithful to the historical origins of jazz as it could be.
If you want to hear a really funny take on Whiplash, you need to go find the clip of Donald Fagen talking about
Yeah.
when he was asked his opinion on Whiplash.
There's also a wonderful Robert Glasper clip of him watching that line from La La Land and explaining what he thinks is like incorrect about the origins of jazz.
Yeah. Totally valid.
That can definitely be a future episode.
Yeah.
All right.
Coming up next,
Fourth
on my
pick.
list.
Or your second pick, pick number 4 though.
Yeah.
I
I gotta think about what I'm gonna
Okay.
take after this. I mean, I think I know what you're gonna take, Jacob. But like,
The-
if you don't, like, I'm gonna have to take it.
I'm feeling a little conflicted, and I think this might.
Okay.
Okay. I gotta do it. I gotta
is
do
very
it.
fun.
The Thing.
Okay, cool.
Ah,
I
yeah.
gotta grab it off the board.
I was waiting. I was just waiting for you. I was like, no way, you're gonna give this
There's
to me.
some I'm
right?
sitting on that I think I might be able to snag later, so I'm just gonna
Okay.
cross my fingers that happens. But John Carpenter's The Thing, the
Okay.
horror classic. We got two winter horror movies.
My heart is beating really fast right here. I'm like scared to get my picks. This is so funny.
The Shining is more of like The Shining is a very psychological movie, but The Thing is not psychological at all. It revels in the grotesque and claustrophobia of chilling in Antarctica with the boys, and then human horrors beyond your comprehension show up at your doorstep. The Thing, what is it? We don't know. It can be anything. And those effects are the best effects I've ever seen in a horror movie. They hold up. They hold up so well.
I think
And
we
it's
need to have another. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's super tight. The effects are amazing. The suspense is fantastic. I mean, I feel like, me personally, I'm pretty hard pressed to like get scared from a horror movie. And my first time watching The Thing, I was sweating, like actually sweating from how intense it is. and
Man.
it's that
Stone Cold
it's
classic.
It's that cold Antarctic compound that's super claustrophobic, and that the mistrust and the paranoia that gets to you, and that's why The Thing is just is up there with The Shining in terms of like the most goated horror movies.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I think at some point we should have a conversation about, you know, the use of practical versus, you know, CGI
Practical.
effects. Well, yeah, that, but
Digital,
also
yeah.
just the financial considerations, because I truly don't know what costs more these days, because
Yeah,
you hear so much about how much movies spent on, you know, the VFX, and it's just ridiculous amounts. And sometimes I wonder if it would have just been more cost effective to do it practically. And I don't know. I'm not tapped in enough to have that information, but
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting, because there are some directors who opt for the practical. They're definitely in the minority, but yeah, that's
It was
a whole
a
can of
movie-
worms.
it came out at the right time. The Thing, by my understanding, has some sort of weird prequel sequel thing that came out in like the late 2000s, and it's like all CGI and it's god awful, and everyone sweeps it under the rug.
Is it Carpenter?
No, but it's related. It's
Surely
not
not.
Carpenter,
Okay,
but
yeah.
it's related to The Thing, and everybody hates
Yeah.
it, and we pretend that it doesn't exist. And
The Thing 2, Electric Boogaloo.
It's basically what it was, and The Thing came out at the perfect time. That couldn't have that can't happen today. And I don't really like to be one of those people that sort of acts like there are no good movies anymore, because I don't think that's true. But on some aspects, that rings true, and The Thing is a prime example of this.
As proof
Yeah.
of that, yeah.
Jacob is
Yeah.
an old head bag.
Well, it's not even, not even just like the monetary time, or like you think about the time.
True.
Like
true,
practical versus
true.
like
That's a great
doing
thought.
like
See,
CGI, like sitting like having 50 digital animators, like yeah,
you're
it's
paying for
costly,
labor,
but it
yeah.
takes so long. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's certainly costly, but yeah, you got to think about the time aspects of that. Yeah, we just don't get movies like that
No.
anymore. I don't want to sound like an old head either, but you
Yeah.
just don't.
Yeah.
There's also not a lot of directors like Carpenter anymore that are just like, I guess you got Astor and like Eggers, but like that are just
doing weird stuff.
horror
But this
like
is-
genre directors that are like amazing.
Well, not even just in terms of like good horror directors, but I think Carpenter was in his own lane in terms of just like body horror and gore, and
I mean,
Just for
Cronenberg
sure.
is like the other guy that people think of, but
yeah,
Yeah, Cronenberg was just more.
that's funny.
Cronenberg was just more like he was less in the mass, culture. What?
Folks, we're on Discord right now, and the way Mason's holding his microphone, it's like thinking that he's doing a thumbs up. So like the
I don't know why
new
it keeps doing that.
icon
Oh, there it
is
goes.
popping up with like the virtual what is it, it's not VR, it's AR, augmented reality. That's what it is.
So I think going back to that weird remake, it came out in 2011, and it seems to be a sequel to The Thing, where some
never heard of
paleontologists discovered the base where it all went down, and then just relived the first movie again. But it was directed by
Very good.
Matthijs van Hingingen Jr.,
Very nice.
a Dutch filmmaker.
I'm gonna say that's 99% incorrect pronunciation.
But a Dutch director, and that's his one movie.
You play it back
So-
on Google, like the pronunciation of it is literally just Jacob's voice saying it.
Yeah.
in that
Yeah,
same
I mean,
exact way. Yeah.
But it's got a
Yeah, I've got to say I've never
We
heard
should do
of
a
it.
triple billing of that, the Suspiria remake, and then the Old Boy remake.
who's got the worst remake.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Oh
I mean,
my
I feel.
gosh. I got to tell you, it's got to be Old
Well,
Boy.
maybe this thing is worse than those two. I feel like it could be.
The Suspiria one would definitely be last on that list. It's not. I mean, it's at least like Luca doing
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It's a competent director. I think every swing in that is just not.
He striked
Good.
out 10 times.
But it's not Spike Lee's Old Boy. I can tell you that. Because that is a dumpster fire of a movie if I've ever seen one.
Oh man.
The thing has Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Ramona Flowers.
Oh wow.
in it
The
as
remake?
lead. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say she would have been like a baby.
Wow.
Or not even.
Yeah,
born.
I was gonna say there's
She was
she's
not
not
born,
in the
yeah.
original. Yeah.
She's the lead in the remake. So, but anyway,
Interesting.
but the umbrellas of Cherbourg and The Thing are my two picks.
Those are excellent picks.
That's
Mason.
good. That's
Pick
good.
number 5.
There's a couple movies that I can take. There's a couple movies on my list that are like masterpieces and that I think are like some of the best movies ever made, but
I'm
I don't
with you on that.
know if they're like
With you on
necessarily
that.
like winter movies. So, I'm going to like just hold out on those, I guess. I feel like Ethan I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're on
But
the same page.
I gotta go. I think I'm gonna go with another Kubrick. I gotta go Eyes Wide Shut.
That's a good call.
I think that's the right pick. Just another Kubrick movie that's like, yeah, that's probably a 5-star movie. I mean, it's incredible. It's Eyes Wide Shut and Apocalypse Now for like the most famous productions of all time, and even after the production,
Infamous, maybe.
people are saying that. Yeah, well, people are saying that. Even like Tarantino was saying this the other day, and Roger Avery, like, they got the Kubrick cut locked away at Warner Bros.
Wow.
Here in Burbank, like, and a lot of people think that Warner Bros. Like, quote unquote assassinated Kubrick so they could, get a different cutout, and that the conspiracy
That's
theorists like
crazy.
killed him because he died like while he was making this movie. But even like and even like all the Nicole Kidman, Tom Cruise, like marriage, divorce stuff, setting all that aside, it's just an amazing movie, and it's one of those movies where it's just the vibe and the atmosphere of it is just like nothing else that
I
I've
feel
ever
like
seen.
the conspiracies and the Cruise and Kidman marriage and just the production adds to the ethos of the movie. Like,
It does. It definitely
It's-
makes it better. Knowing that they got a divorce while on this set, and also this is the someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is the longest continuous production of all time.
I'm pretty sure I read that too. It was like a year and a couple months or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like over a year, which is just utter insanity. Only Kubrick could do that. But yeah, there's just so much. But I think what Kubrick's trying to say, and there's a lot of meat there, and I think the performances are just. I mean, you all know I'm a big Cruise fan, but I think this. I'm not going to say it's Kidman's best performance because we probably know what that is, but this is second if it's not first.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it at that.
That's weird. I just got a random text from someone who I don't know.
Oh, well, there you go. Tell them to say hi.
They said, "Hey, Courtney, call me when
Okay.
you can," and I'm not Courtney. So,
You're
well,
okay. You're up.
um,
Don't do it.
I've got 3 right now that I'm looking at, and I've only got
looking
2
at 'em.
picks,
Okay. Okay.
and I know that one of these is gonna be gone if I don't pick it now. Just trying to figure out which one, because I've got one locked in that I know probably won't go until a little bit, but
Okay, just go ahead
I'm
and-
definitely
Oh,
gonna take
okay,
that.
I might steal it. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe so. You know what? Man, this is.
I
this
think I know
is
where you're
tough.
going here,
This is
but maybe I
tough.
don't.
Man, okay. If I'm strictly thinking winter, I'm gonna pick on this basis because just winter cozy vibes.
Yep.
I feel like with this high, I gotta go Little Women, Greta Gerwig.
Ooh.
And I was
wondering
who
Yes,
you thought.
dude.
Yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah.
hoping, I was hoping that was gonna be.
It was between.
It was between that and Eyes Wide Shut.
My
for
list
me.
just
Yeah,
keeps
that
getting
was
shorter and shorter.
really-
I mean, what is there to say about this? It's just it's.
It's got Bob
Such-
Odenkirk in it.
Yeah. Dude, I lost my mind. It was like seeing Tom Holland like do the spider web to Captain America's shield in Civil War. I was like, oh, Baba Kirk. I wanted to like.
It was like Captain America holding Thor's hammer.
I wanted to give it a standing ovation, but yeah, I mean, maybe the most cast of the 21st century, possibly.
At least of the
I would say
2010s.
so, yeah. Off the top of my head. Off the
Like,
top of my head for sure.
Top 10 probably.
I mean, I guess you've got like Oppenheimer
Sure,
up
sure,
there
yeah,
and like
yeah.
some other Nolans,
But this is it's just a wonderful watch. Everybody's in their bag. This is I mean, I think it's Greta's best movie easily.
I'm not gonna act like I know
me.
the future, but I think this will go down as her best movie, and I think that she's the.
Oh.
No, not to say that her other stuff's gonna be bad, but just.
I mean, I hope not.
I think this is.
It's gonna be hard
I think
to
Little
top
Women's
this,
a remarkable achievement for her, and I think that she was the perfect person to tell that story. And she picked a lot of people that just really laid their heart out on the line with those performances. Even though I've only seen the movie one time, I was really taken aback by Saoirse's, Laura Dern, Florence Pugh, and Timmy's performance.
I mean, heck, Emma Watson's good in this. I mean,
that's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
No offense to her, but I mean that's seriously that's kind of a rare thing. I mean, I think that she's cast perfectly. This is one of those movies that I've probably seen this 7 or 8 times.
It's such a comfort watch, dude. So good.
There's like it's like one of the 5 movies that I just have on Blu-ray and I just pop in all the time and just just like
the winter scenes are so cozy, so fun. The family dynamics are depicted as good as I've seen them in film, really. And it's just I don't know. It's such a solid watch. So
I think without Little Women, I would be a lot more warm towards Barbie. But I mean, it's Barbie just looks awful after Little Women.
Honestly,
no
I
offense
don't.
to Barbie, but
This is
seriously.
a separate thing. I don't think Barbie's going to age super well. I think there's a lot. The core messaging.
I think it aged poorly.
The
from
core
day
messaging
one.
of it is sweet, but ultimately it is like a corporation trying to humanize itself, and like there's also just some like clunky stuff in the writing that you really can't get around.
The car chase is just
that whole
utterly
the whole middle's a little rough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I need to go back and rewatch it, but
When it's good, it's
feel
great.
Yeah, see, I always forget about a majority of. I mean, the first act I was certainly in, but looking back,
kinda
on it,
loses
I
it.
just can't
Kinda
get the
loses
second
it.
act out of my head.
Yeah. But
It's tough.
I feel like
Anyway.
Gerwig sort of has like a underlying message throughout all of her movies about fitting in and being a woman, and I think that Little Women does the best at doing that.
Yeah.
Shout out women.
Yeah, and this is shown via montage. Yeah, shout out women. And the best montage is in Little Women. Well, it might be Barbie. I don't know. The Barbie one with the Billie Eilish needle drop. That's elite. You can't that's one of Billie Eilish's last songs.
Oh, come on! That's just way too
Really?
syrupy for me.
Okay.
That just doesn't.
I
work.
think it works
Yeah,
for me.
That montage with like the
It's
stock
not
getty
getting. I think
images
it's
of
like
the
people in
grandparents holding
production.
hands.
It's just
Getty
random
images.
videos. That's crazy.
I mean, God.
I feel
I
like
saw
it's
the Getty Images logo.
that's crazy.
Bottom.
Shutterstock.
But hey! I mean, people say that about every
Yeah.
Malik movie. People say that Night of Cups is all
No, that is
Getty,
kind of
so,
funny. I've never.
maybe that's
That
all
is a
about
thought about it
wild
that way, but
insult.
He does,
I'm adding
it
that.
does kind of remind
I'm
me of
putting
like
that in my back
stock.
pocket.
Yeah, stock video. That's crazy. Okay, well, you were talking about Eyes Wide Shut, which is I can't speak on whether it's a good pick or not. I mean, it's Kubrick, so I'm assuming it's good. But and you're talking about the Nicole Kidman performances, and I would be remiss if I don't put
know what
this
he's doing.
in my top 3. Okay, this is a necessity for me. I need this movie in my winter movie draft. This is the
didn't put this
first
on my
film
list.
that I have in my top 4 Letterboxd. I am a ride or die for this film. The more I think about it, the more I love it. I cannot fully express how much I enjoy this film and how brilliant it is. This is 2004, Jonathan Glazer's masterpiece, Birth.
Yeah. I didn't put this on my list. I totally forgot.
I
that
was
they were,
I was so scared
set
that someone
in
else
the
was going to
winter.
take it, and I couldn't live with myself if it slipped.
Yeah, that's a miss on my part, bro.
I had it on the list, and I felt like it was going to get taken.
So
I don't know.
Just
I might have
did
still
get
taken Eyes Wide Shut above it. Those movies are both like masterpieces.
yeah,
and
it probably
but
I
yeah,
probably
that's-
could have taken a more
Birth is,
popular one, and I think Birth could have fallen maybe another round, but y'all would have scooped it up at some point.
No, we gotta get Birth out
Yeah,
there. I mean, we
gotta
already
put
had an
out-
episeen on it,
put
but
some respect
I
on
just it's unbelievable
Yeah,
how
oh, yeah.
underseen it is.
It's on Criterion now, and I think it's helping with the visibility for sure. But still, like,
Yeah. Well, also it's just tough because they're like you see Jonathan Glazer, you're like, who's that? Because he makes a movie every 10 years. So
or you'd be
that
like,
certainly doesn't
there's
help.
plenty of people who have seen like, oh, I loved Under the Skin. They have no idea who made it. They have no idea. Yeah, yeah.
They don't know. Who
Or
Jonathan
they've seen
Glazer is,
Sexy
yeah.
Beast, and they're like, oh yeah, that was like Ocean's 11. It was a lot of fun, and they just no idea who Jonathan Glazer
Yeah.
is, or just
And I think
Yeah,
Zone
yeah, yeah.
helped. Like that kind of got
And
out there, but even
people
that,
have no idea
that's died
who
down
Jonathan
now.
Glazer is, and a lot of people have seen Zone of Interest, like a shocking amount that I've talked to. They're like, yeah, that was pretty good, and
Yeah.
so yeah,
Pretty good.
Let's put some respect on his name. One of the probably the best working director today. That is like
That yeah.
we've had many discussions about this. In his sort of age group, I'd say he's the best among his contemporaries. That's excluding if you're putting
yes. If you're
putting
best
Scorsese,
working, I
Malick,
would say he's like
and-
top 3.
like all of the old guys in another sort of
Yeah.
tier, or not tier, but like
Sure, yeah.
Just
group,
like
I guess.
age, like
yeah,
just his
a
generation.
bracket. Yeah.
I mean, I guess he's a generation a little bit older than Gerwig, Eggers, Peele, but even all of those, it's like
Yeah, but
he's better than
they're all in their
those.
50s,
I mean, no
though,
offense to
so
them,
it's close,
but
He just turned 60.
yeah, that's true.
I haven't.
Wait,
Yeah, I know. It scares me. I'm like,
I haven't. I haven't read or watched Lolita, but is it fair to compare that movie to Birth?
a
mean,
lot of
sort of
people
si-
hate
sort-
Lolita, though.
Sort of sim. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I think that's definitely Kubrick's weakest for me. But I think that's just like not a, a lot of credit to Glazer. That a book like that is just not really something that you would want to.
Adapt.
Yeah, a lot of
Adapt,
people hate the book.
like-
so Kubrick was taking on a lot by
Yeah.
trying to adapt it.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that like I think the girl was 17 or 18 when they shot,
Uh-oh.
and I can't forget the actor, but he was
Oh,
like
no,
60, 55, 60.
He's really trying to stay true.
It's
to the
just
book.
Really
like-
unsavory.
I mean that
Yeah.
doesn't have anything to do with the
No,
quality of the
but-
movie,
Yeah.
but it's
It's
hard
an
to look
it's
past
a-
something
it's
like
an
that.
icky movie.
know.
I
It's
I was
an
just
icky
I was
movie.
just curious if
And
it's fair
also
to compare. I mean, it's sort of similar concept loosely.
well, this is something that this is like one of the things I love most about Glazer. When you think of Under the Skin and Zone of Interest, those are movies that are you would typically think are 2.5 to 3 hours.
He's
They're
in
all
and
like
out,
90
dude.
minutes. His movies are he's in and out. Lolita, dude, that movie's like 240. Like it's just way
Like,
too
he's-
long. Just way too long.
Like, dude, Glazer's just here to check the meter.
Yeah.
Just here to read the meter.
Still one of my
He
favorite
is, man.
lines in like any of Kubrick's films. So genius.
Yeah, he's just here to read the meter.
Yeah. All right.
All right. I guess
Is this pick number 2
I
or
need
3
to-
for you?
Sorry,
Pick 3.
I need to put this
Mason.
down. What was the movie you
I
took
took
first, Ethan?
The Shining,
Not the
Little Women, and Birth.
Okay. Yeah, Little Women. Yeah. Okay. I
Yeah.
forgot to write
No,
this
you're
down. Sorry.
I'm interested to see. I feel like a weight is off my shoulders now that I've got Birth and Little Women. So honestly, I'm just like curious to see what goes next, and we'll play it by ear. But Umbrella's really hurt, though. I won't lie.
I had to get it, man. Had to get it.
Excellent pick.
Yeah, I think the big ones are off the board for me. Not that some of these
Yeah.
movies are not incredible and not of the same quality, but the big
Mm-hmm.
winter snow movies that I thought of immediately are kind of off the board now. I can go in a couple of different directions. I'm still gonna try to keep it wintry. There's a couple movies here where I'm like 5-star masterpieces, but there's like a scene or two that's in the winter, and I don't really want to get into arguments this early. So I think I know Jacob's seen this. I don't think you've seen this yet, Ethan. I think I'm gonna have to take Billy Wilder's The Apartment.
No. That was literally up next. I was like, yeah, I'm getting that.
I mean, that's the highest movie that's still on my board that I made a ranking of. I mean, to give a ton of credit to Wilder, it's just a masterpiece. It's not even his best movie. I mean, it's insane to say that The Apartment is not his best movie, and I think a lot of people would. I would probably go Sunset Boulevard, but I mean, Billy Wilder, man, he's one of the directors that you just know that you can turn on, and like almost all his movies are going to be like, family friendly, and they're not very provocative, and they're just all amazing. And not that some of them are challenging, and they're not all like sweet, but it's just every time I revisit one of his movies, or watch a couple of his movies in a row or something, I'm just like, man. I mean, he's still in my top 10.
Wow.
I think he's just.
This
incredible.
is the only Billy Wilder movie I've seen, and one thing I've noticed, which I haven't seen. I can't talk. Bro, what was I going to say? There's a lot. I haven't seen a lot of movies from the 40s, but I feel like when I go back into the older catalog, acting from that time has a very similar feel and cadence to it, and I think that the art of acting did not get mastered until mid to late 50s,
at least on screen.
At least on screen. And
Yeah.
I feel like with The Apartment, those are two performances that felt so complex for the time. Like, those are my favorite performances from that era of film.
Oh yeah, Jack Lemmon, unbelievable, and he's a
charisma,
goat, man. I mean, he's amazing in Some Like It Hot.
Charisma
too.
is just off the charts.
I mean, he's just. I mean, him playing off of Marilyn Monroe in Some Like It Hot, that's just undeniable.
But The Apartment has some of the best performances I've ever seen.
What a movie, and again, it's like that's a winter movie. That's a holiday movie, but that has really nothing to do with Christmas.
It happens to take place on Christmas, but for like one scene. And
yeah. It's not like holidays, But yeah. All right. You got two in a row.
All right. Coming up next, we got an action movie, the inspiration for Tarantino's Kill Bill.
Okay.
Lady Snowblood.
Man.
Lady
Okay.
Snowblood.
Okay.
By
Still need to see this.
Fujita, acclaimed Japanese
That's a great pick.
film director. Snow and blood are in the name. They don't call her Lady Snowblood for no reason, because I mean, swords are swinging, blood's flying, and the snow is soft and palpable. For those that don't know, Lady Snowblood is a early 70s Japanese action film. I would honestly say it's all, in a way, the blueprint for a lot of Tarantino movies, sort of the classic revenge story. Woman gets left for dead, her baby dies, she's on a warpath. I mean, that's Kill Bill. Yeah,
Women.
Shout out women. And Lady Snowblood, I think I really like Kill Bill. I had a really good time with it, but I think Lady Snowblood just is the blueprint, and I think honestly it's a little better, shows some more restraint, so some more mastery behind the action sequences in the camera, and really plays into the winter very nicely. It's got some really, also just like some really great dramatic moments. Also, great time, fantastic revenge movie.
It's a good pull.
Gotta watch that.
Lady Snowblood. So that's my pick. And maybe some people don't really think about this. But there's another Coen Brothers movie out there that takes place during the winter, and does not really focused on snow like Fargo, but is very cold and bleak and a bit depressing. and I'm going to have to go with Inside Llewyn Davis.
Yep.
We're hovering around the release of A Complete Unknown about Bob Dylan, but I think the more important story was told by the Coen brothers in 2013 with this movie featuring Oscar Isaac about a guy who's living in the shadow of Bob Dylan in Greenwich Village in the 60s, who, despite his best efforts, is stuck in a cycle of disappointment, bad tension with family and friends, and living paycheck to paycheck, trying to make the folk musician dream come true, but ultimately just is stuck in that cycle. It's a movie that takes place during winter, very cold. But as I said, I think this is maybe the Coen brothers' most depressing movie.
It's sad. Definitely in the kind of work and industry.
Yeah,
that
makes you
want to
join the music industry. Really go for a career. You know.
Oh yeah,
give it a go
for sure.
Dude, I remember watching that like sophomore year of college, and I was like,
it's
I
time
need
to change
change
majors. Yeah.
Like seriously,
no, I agree.
It's time to go study accounting.
Like Llewyn Davis is not optimistic on living your dream and having that come to fruition, especially when your contemporary is Bob Dylan. But even despite that, I think there's a lot of heart in Llewyn Davis. I think it is, I don't really think of character studies. That's not something that I think of when I think of the Coen brothers, but this is a character study through and through. And even though Llewyn Davis did not exist in real life, there are tens and possibly hundreds of Llewyn Davises who lived a very similar life to the one in this movie. And I think that they're all given some good light in the movie. And it's also got some really funny moments, even despite it being depressing. Carey Mulligan plays a foil to Oscar Isaac, and
Carey Mulligan of Maestro fame, that
is. Sorry. Carey Mulligan.
I had to bring it up.
This is my favorite Carey Mulligan performance. She's just, for lack of a better word, she's just done with Llewyn shit in this movie. And whenever she's on screen, she's just dunking on this man 24/7, and it creates. Sad. I mean, it's sad definitely towards the end, but some of those earlier scenes where she's just berating him is really funny. And Adam Driver plays this really dorky country music artist. He's fantastic, and that also just
amazing cat performance too. I mean, probably the best
shout out
ever.
the Orange Cat, one of the best animal actors of all time. The cat was really keeping him going. Justin Timberlake was surprisingly good.
he kind of is good. Yeah, I forget he's in this. Yeah,
he played Courtney. He went bow, and he's like, "You just slept on Sean Parker," and then the credits roll.
And Llewyn Davis has some original music that's really good. Some original songs from Nickel Creek. And
Wait,
Mumford
seriously?
and Sons.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, Mumford and Sons, but Nickel Creek, dude. Chris D'Elia mentioned.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, we got some.
Gotta plug the Nickel Creek self-titled record for our listeners who like bluegrass.
Classic.
That's a phenomenal album.
Yeah, but even the Mumford and Sons song and Llewyn Davis, I happen to find is pretty all right. There's a lot of good original songs in the movie.
No,
Ethan's out already.
I think Mumford and Sons has the capacity to make a good song,
and I think for Llewyn Davis that they did.
Yeah,
I'll give him credit.
Yeah,
but I think not only is this movie I think this is a total knockout. I think this is amazing, and I think this is the most underrated Coen Brothers movie, and one of the most underrated movies, period. I think it goes unnoticed for a good reason, and because it's so depressing and bleak, but damn it, it's a masterpiece. I'm in love with it.
Yeah.
Man, their filmography is so deep. That's another reason. It's like they're just I don't know, they just have made a lot of.
But don't split them up. Don't split them up. Don't let them do their own thing.
Don't split them up.
Well, supposedly they were going to get back together, but apparently that is not happening.
Also,
this year,
Jacob, this is an aside, but when you said there could be tens or hundreds or thousands of Llewyn Davises, all I could hear was the Riddler from the Batman 2022.
Wait, what line?
like the we're all where he's like trying to mobilize the Riddler army and everybody's dressed up as the Riddler. It's like every failed musician in Nashville is just Llewyn Davis, and like, it's like
I'm trying to
there
mo-
are
I'm
thousands
trying
of
to-
us.
I'm
It
No, that's
is,
actually
I'm trying to-
just
I'm trying to
washed
mobilize-
musicians. Yeah,
I'm trying to mobilize the Llewyn Davises. That's my.
nah,
I'm the
man.
real-
We'll make the Facebook group, and yeah, we'll be the admins.
Try to get a band
yeah.
together.
Yeah, but
Honestly,
Lady
it just sounds like
Snowblood-
that just sounds like a labor union at that point, and I can't knock that. That's because that's gonna be like that's the working class, you know. That's
Yeah.
what's important about the instruments. Yeah,
That's for
exactly.
the better of all of us. Yeah, I mean that.
but Lady Snowblood and Llewyn Davis, Inside Llewyn Davis are my
Two good
picks.
polls.
Thank you.
Nice. Yeah. Good point. Yeah, I forgot about Llewyn Davis, man. There's some movies that I've forgotten about.
Oh no.
What do I want to do here? Think.
I got a couple Christmas movies later that I'm going to try to fight for.
Oh Lord.
Because
You better not say Elf. Because
I'm running low. I can't lie.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn into the honorable Justice Ethan when that happens. You have to convince me.
Oh man. Okay, I think I'm gonna go a little bit more art house here, a little bit more obscure. Okay, so I think Ethan knows where I'm going with this. This director has
No.
multiple,
No.
films in this area,
Ooh.
but
Oh man.
I think I might make Ethan happy here. I'm not gonna go with the better movie here. I'm gonna
In
go
the
with the one
title?
that's
Yeah.
more closely associated with winter.
Yeah.
It is in the title. I'm gonna take
that
Bergman's
was on my
Winter
list. Okay,
Light.
that's a great pick. That's a great pick.
It's Bergman. It's a religious
It's
movie.
beautiful. It's
What more do you
tragic.
want?
It's so depressing.
Yeah, it's
Just-
so
Such a strong watch.
one of the most
Yeah.
depressing
On it.
movies I've ever seen. I mean, very similar to Llewyn Davis.
Double billing. Oh, yeah.
Oh man, you might be out.
Yeah.
I mean,
You just
that-
want to feel terrible.
We would have to give you
Watch-
mental health resources, with the ticket purchase.
I mean, I would highly advise you
Yeah.
not to do that.
You could go to your
Seriously,
counselor and
man.
she'll be like, "What happened?" And you'd be like, "I watched Winter Light and Llewyn Davis on the same day."
She'll be like, I can't help you. Yeah.
And she'll be like, I have nothing for you. Yeah, I have nothing for
She'll
you.
like, no. Actually, I was gonna say watch
Um,
Umbrellas, but no, that's sad too. So
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's got Max von.
you got it. You got it.
How are you say his name? It's got Gunnar Borgstrand.
Gunnar Bjorstrand.
Jacob's died.
Gunnar.
We need to. But
Gunnar. I was gonna say Gunnar.
Gunnar?
Right?
Is
It's
it
we need
definitely-
to.
Max von Sydow.
We need
Ingrid
to.
Thulin.
We need to
Ingrid
come
Thulin's good.
through.
She's great.
We need to have like a supercut of all of our foreign
Yeah,
mispronunciations.
just botching it.
Yeah.
We also need a supercut
No,
of the
but
Tarantino
seriously,
stuff from Jacob.
Yeah.
yeah. That,
Maybe we could
we
get
gotta get a cut of
Tarantino
that
doing a
going.
few picks for in place of Jacob.
Supercut.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, Winter Light. I think it's. I think it. I think it might be his most directly
That I know of,
religious
yeah.
film. Mate. I mean, you could say Seven Seal, but that's more
Yeah.
subtext.
That's more existential
rather than
too. It's
narrative.
less
Yeah, I mean, he's like, he's playing chess with the devil, but it doesn't
As
really
one
have
does,
a ton
yeah.
to do with religion. Yeah, a normal everyday thing. But yeah, I mean, the logline: a Swedish pastor fails a loving woman, a suicidal fisherman, and God. I mean, come on, what more do you want?
This is crazy. Okay.
Okay, I'm happy.
I feel like
I'm
this
happy I
is a
got that.
sign. I don't know. What do you call it? Almost like a divine message.
I know where you're going here.
No. You'll see in a second. First, I
No,
got to snag
okay.
one that's just been on the board that I'm just kind of baffled that it's made it this far. This is not highbrow. This is
Okay.
really for the people. I mean, kind of maybe the most consequential winter film of my childhood. And, I spent so much of my mental energy
Not
living in
Anarchy.
this world. And this is one of the, it's one of the most epic sagas of all time. You know, pre 2015.
Oh, yeah. Is it a war?
Yeah, it's in a galaxy far, far away. Sorry, I had to say. I had to. I'm sorry. That was bad. But yeah, Empire Strikes Back. I mean, you got the Hoth scene. That takes like 50 minutes of the movie. So I feel like,
Hey, I've heard of this movie.
I don't know. I feel like that's just
That Hoth scene is
It's
like
great,
it's
dude.
amazing.
talk about practical effects
Yeah,
too.
it's a great movie. Now, are we still? Now we've Ethan and I have had this conversation multiple times. Are you still of the opinion that A New Hope is the best?
I was thinking about that
originals?
as I
Or the
add this
best
to my list.
probably ever.
I don't know.
It's close. I think it's.
I think
I think it's closer than people
Okay.
give it credit for. I
my
think a lot of
argument
the,
is that the Star Wars interpretation of the hero's journey is so airtight. Just A New Hope is so good. Like
Sure.
from a science fiction just depiction of that, it's just so straightforward. And it's so strong as a standalone film. I just think it's completely concise, and you really don't need any pretext or context to understand it. It's very intuitive, the story at its core, even though a lot of the jargon and the places and locations are unfamiliar at first, unless you've been in it. But
it's super
Well,
it's super straightforward.
yeah, it feels familiar.
I mean, heck, it's basically just the Bible.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just feel like the themes
I
to
mean,
its core
seriously.
are so tried and true that it's just strong. Empire, obviously.
it is.
I mean,
Empire
it's,
might be more.
If you like the more Dune Part 2 sprawling epic kind ofness of it, more action.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
maybe
like-
that's probably why it's gotten more
I
popular.
was gonna say like, Empire's like technically more impressive.
Oh, for sure.
like,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
a technical level,
Yeah.
and it's like it's
it
everything a
is,
sequel should be. I mean, it's like it's the sequel.
yeah,
at
it might
end
be
of
the
day,
greatest sequel of
but-
all time.
But
and George Lucas didn't
Wait,
direct
are
it,
you
which
serious?
is always a
I
plus.
did not know that.
yeah,
yeah, it's Irvin.
so like
Kershner.
even though
That's why
like
it's so
Empire's
good.
like Empire's like the sequel, New Hope like in a vacuum is like just super airtight.
is I mean, A New Hope is probably a tighter movie. I don't know if it's better than Empire. I mean, I don't even know if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
But I think I've always been an Empire guy. Hoth
yeah, it's hard. not
Hoth
to be,
is like
man.
one of the first things I think of when I think of Star Wars, and I grew up
Yeah.
playing.
What about that ending?
Yeah, and I grew up playing Battlefront 2 on the PS2,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Hoth was my favorite
Oh, yeah.
map. Shout out Hoth.
I bought Battlefront.
Shout out Lego Star Wars.
Yes,
also.
true. I bought Battlefront 1 before I had PlayStation
Yeah.
Plus, and so I
Complete
literally just
saga.
had to run up the campaigns, and it was the worst thing ever.
Oh, I'm talking about the OG.
Oh, the OG Battlefront?
2.
That's one of the
For the
greatest
PS2.
like Star Wars
Yeah,
games.
it's
It
one
might
of-
be. I mean, that and like Knights of the Old Republic. Those were like the quintessential Star Wars games.
Yeah. no,
Besides Lego
I-
Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah, the new Battlefront was very mid, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about
OG,
cream of the
okay.
crop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
OG,
yeah. That was
PS2.
peak. That was peak.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, where are you going with here?
A little torn. Okay. I'm gonna let one of them slide. One that I thought I was gonna take earlier, just because I don't think it'll get picked up. So I think I can get it later round.
Okay. You do you. I'll take it. But I don't know what you're talking about. I think I might know where you're going here, but maybe not.
You know what? For this one, okay, I'm gonna go straight up art house on this one.
Okay.
The year is 1966, a bit older. It's a black and white film for like 98% of the movie.
Oh, dude. No, that's this.
Are you serious? It's like
This
during
has to
winter
be a
the whole
stretch,
time,
right?
Hold
The
on,
bell
what is
season.
it?
Okay,
I mean,
we can
yeah,
dispute
I
it. We can
guess,
dispute
yeah.
it. No.
No.
The pick.
I mean, now that you
my
say
current
that,
pick
now
is
that you say
Andrei
that,
Rublev.
it is, yeah. Yeah.
If we don't, I have a
I'm gonna
substitute.
tap out for this one.
I'll let you veto.
No, I mean, honestly, now that you say that, now that you yeah, a lot of it is during the winter.
The bell casting scene. I mean, all that's like in snow and stuff. And
Yeah. The whole like 6th and 7th chapter.
Yeah.
The last couple chapters. Yeah. Just all winter.
I don't know.
No, I mean,
It's literally just. It's like
go
an
for it. I'll let you have it.
Yeah.
I'll let you take it too. Why not? I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Folks, if you've got no plans during your day, check it out. It's good. Yeah.
If you have 4 hours.
It's long. Yeah.
It's a slow one.
You'll have to hunker down.
But it's one of Tarkovsky's more entertaining movies.
I'd say it's
that
like
can
more
even be said in a
gratifying
sentence.
because once you get to the end, the payoff is huge.
Yeah, and there's also some Kurosawa esque.
No, it literally is an
battles.
epic. Like it's incredible. It is an achievement.
It's not Stalker where it's like there's a 70% chance you're
Yeah.
gonna fall asleep.
Which also us starting
so.
Stalker at like 8:30 p.m. was crazy, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were like already really tired.
I
was like, yo,
those sleepy watches, man.
they
they're
hit
dangerous.
different. Yeah, sometimes they can turn out well, but
I love.
Like whenever
I vividly remember sitting down and watching Ozu's Tokyo Story, and I was like 20 minutes in, and I woke up. There's like 5 minutes left. I was like, "What the heck happened?"
Did you log it?
I'll never forget. I watched
Yeah.
Robert Altman's Nashville.
Yes, I remember this. Yeah,
I fell asleep like an hour and a half in, and I remember when I fell asleep, there's a scene where they're like at like a dinner theater, and it's like a big musical number, and I fell asleep during that scene. And when I woke up, like 25 minutes had passed, and they had just finished it.
Altman and his long scenes. Shake my head. I mean, that's a long movie though.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
3
a little
hours,
over
isn't it?
3 hours. It's like
Yeah,
190
it's
minutes.
a long one.
I need to give that a rewatch because it's probably good, but dude, it was a tough night.
Both. Have I seen? I've seen The Player. What other Altman?
The Long Goodbye.
That might be the only one.
Is that it? Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Long Goodbye. Yeah, and I think I might have seen one other. I don't know. Every single movie I've seen of his is like amazing. I mean, The Player is like top 100 for me for sure. Okay, what I want to do here. I'm not gonna start throwing some movies out there that I think might be vetoed. I'm not quite there yet.
I think there's some
I'll still
heavy hitters
stay
that are
in-
still on the board.
There are some heavy hitters that could be vetoed,
Yeah.
is what I'm looking at. Like, but we're not gonna go there yet. I'm going to take. This is another one that I thought of when we brought this up. I'm going to take Todd Haynes' Carol.
Good pick, really good pick, very strong pick. That was on.
Yeah, this is
That was in my 7 through 10 range.
I really meant to watch that this Christmas. I wasn't able to get it before the buzzer, unfortunately.
It's a great winter watch. I mean, you can
Post-Christmas,
watch
too.
it anytime in the next 2 months, Jacob. And I think
Yeah.
but I don't think it's like too much of a criticism.
It's a really strong entry. I prefer May December.
Yeah.
But
I do too,
this is
yeah.
good. It's really good.
I also prefer Safe. I think
I
Safe is
need to
like,
watch that. Yeah.
amazing. But no, Carol is just like one of those where it's just like you watch it, a lot to it. It's just it's like one of those like solid
really
4
good.
out of 5s.
I mean,
It's just-
performances are great.
really
Rooney
good.
Mara, like I've never seen her in a bad role. Like she's
love Rooney
brilliant.
Mara,
I think
dude.
she's one of the best actresses working today. And speaking of Kate
for
Blanchett,
sure.
yeah,
and obviously like
she met-
Kate. Yeah. I mean, come on. Man.
It was really bizarre to see Kyle Chandler in a role that wasn't the coach from Friday Night Lights. Y'all still need to watch that show. That
It's
show
kind of a
is
jump
so
scare.
good.
Yeah, I do.
It's pretty soapy, but like it's cool. for like the first couple seasons, and then it kind of loses it. But Michael B. Jordan's actually in the seasons 5 and 6.
Huh.
I didn't know that.
But it's really strong.
Nice.
And the music is awesome. Explosions in the Sky knocked the score out of the park. It's so good.
Nice. But yeah, Carol, I mean, it's just a Christmas movie, it's a snowy movie, it's a winter movie, it's a love movie. There's a lot of things there. It's great. I really like it.
I'm not mad at it. It's a good pick.
I haven't seen it in a little bit, so I'm not going to go like really in depth, and it's not I've only seen it once, so I don't really have a ton to say. But yeah, it's definitely up there for me. And Todd, I will say a little bit about Todd Haynes, because what a god, man. I mean, he's great. And he hasn't made, I think he's only made like 4 or 5 narrative movies. You know, he's kind of in the Glazer range. He's made, he made the Velvet Underground doc. He's made a lot of other docs, I believe. His output's a little slow. But I think that's all for the better.
Yeah. Cool.
So
Strong pick.
Jacob?
So
I think I know where he's going. Willing to bet money.
I don't think this counts, but I just want to put it out there. I've been cooking in my head. I was like, how can I convince them to let me pick the Holdovers? But you look at the look at the poster, and there's a literal ornament on the poster, and
I'm not mad.
The entire second half of the movie is on Christmas, so I can't.
No, but it was on my list. I think if you're gonna let me take Carol,
I think it's fair game.
Holdover is fine.
Okay. Well, I gotta go to the Holdovers.
Yeah.
Speak on it. On it.
I'm a huge Holdovers head. Let me tell you. I think that let's just start technical. I think Alexander Payne's a pretty good director. I really like Election, and Sideways is pretty cool, but
Election's very funny.
I think he's a great writer. I think it's his best strength, but I think one thing that really impressed me with the Holdovers is like just how good the directing is and how committed he was to the time period. There's a lot of care taken into how the movie looks and how the movie sounds. He said he wanted it to look and sound like a movie from 1972. And that's what the Holdovers is. It feels like a movie. It feels like a movie plucked out of the vault.
They don't make them like they used to, but they actually do, because it was just made.
I mean, that's kind of why a lot of people have fallen in love with the Holdovers. Is that it feels like a hidden gem from a bygone era, and a lot of that has to be like all the credit has to be taken to not all, but a lot of the credit has to be taken to Payne for really doing a lot of research on a time period, knowing game, and doing that, because I thought it was shot on film, but apparently it was digital. And he talked about it in interviews. It was a very lengthy post-production process with the sound guys and the editing room trying to make this really look and sound like the 70s. So you get that as like sort of your structure for the movie. And in it you have just 2 of the best performances of 2023 with Paul Giamatti and Dominic Sessa, who form an unlikely bond, and when they get held over during Christmas break at their prep academy.
You said, what did you say? What they get? What happened to them?
You could call them the Holdovers.
Oh,
Hey, he said the thing.
But
I think we'll definitely be seeing Dominic Sessa. I mean, he's already been cast in a bunch of stuff, but he'll be around for a long time. I mean, and they just cast him off the street.
He went
correct?
to he
was at the school,
he actually
right?
was attending the school where they filmed at in Massachusetts.
That's insane.
And he was part of the drama club there. There were apparently like 20 people that auditioned for the role, and he was the guy that made it.
What a break, man! I mean, he's like set for life now, probably.
But
amazing.
It's sort of, it embodies everything that is like fantastic about a really good Christmas movie, and that's sort of a reflection upon yourself and your circumstances and your family, and being thankful for what you got. And I think that the Holdovers just does a phenomenal job with that, with some really fantastic, heartfelt moments and scenes, and just amazing dialogue. This movie is insanely quotable. It's really funny.
Oh yeah, quote the whole script. Go ahead.
Well, I've seen it.
Yeah, from the top.
I could do it right now. It starts off with a choir scene, and he's like, all right, so we're going to start off with, he's like, we're going to go back to measures 35 and 36. Can you hold out that note for me real quick? And then I can do it. Maybe not the whole script, but I could tell you what happens in the movie, beat by beat.
I think this is this is an incredibly solid movie. I think the Holdovers is a great example of how good a movie year it was last year. If that had come out this year,
it would be my favorite movie in a landslide.
It would
not a landslide.
I mean, yeah, it would definitely be top, like way higher than it was.
I mean,
last
even
year.
earlier when we were texting today about May December, I was like looking at my list. May December doesn't even crack my top 15 of last year. And if that came out
that's crazy.
if
I feel like that's a list thing.
I'll have to.
It's not. I mean, it probably is a little bit, but also, dude,
do you have your list?
I mean, dude, we got so much. We got Zone. We had Killers of the Flower Moon.
Jacob,
we had Oppenheimer. We had Holdovers. We
Yeah,
had
I can
Poor
pull the
Things.
list.
Okay, yeah.
had-
I'm interested to hear it.
Bro, I remember I had
movies I have
high.
above May December include Matt Johnson's Blackberry, Dream Scenario of Nick.
Still need to watch that.
Dream Scenario of Nick Cage. I'm not quite sure if that's better than May December. Things can change, but the rest of these movies I could probably say I like more than May December. All of Us Strangers, Rye Lane, Robot Dreams, Spider-Verse, Asteroid City, The Boy and the Heron, Past Lives, Killers of the Flower Moon, The Zone of Interest, Anatomy of a Fall, Perfect Days, The Holdovers, Oppenheimer, and of course Poor Things.
That was just a good movie.
dude,
I was forgetting how much came out. Yeah. You could.
I mean,
you could nitpick
it
a
was.
few
I
of
mean,
those,
dude, we got a Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Like, what
Yeah.
the heck? I mean, we got a Miyazaki. We got. I mean, May December would definitely be way higher for me, and I mean, it is, but it is like if May December had come out this year.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
I would probably have it at 2.
That's what I was about to say.
And I think it was.
It'd be top
like,
5 for me. Easy.
Well, that's
Yeah.
What, this year? I mean, yeah. It is.
I mean-
but there's there's definitely some better ones. But
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, if May December would easily be in my top 10 if it came out this year.
Yeah.
So, but
that's another conversation.
I mean, yeah.
the movie year.
But movie year was crazy, and The Holdovers was a fantastic movie from 2023. And I think it's become sort of a personal Christmas, like instant Christmas classic for me. It just sort of captures my attention, and I just can't look away from the screen for 2.5 hours every time I watch it. Instantly recognizable, likable, looks and sounds amazing. I'm hard pressed to find anything wrong with it, and I think it's just one of the best movies I've ever seen, quite frankly.
I think it's you again, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you got another pick. The list is getting shorter and shorter.
Okay. So,
I think there was a winter scene and Freddy got fingered, right? No, just kidding.
What about the winter scene in Dune 2?
Bro, I can't believe I can't believe we've done one watch along and it was Freddy got fingered.
That's the only one we ever need to do, honestly.
I just
Might as well retire the genre after that.
I was honestly thinking the other day, like once, maybe over spring break if y'all come out here, or maybe if y'all move here, the next time we're all like in a place, we gotta do the Tenet watch. That would do numbers. That would do numbers, bro.
We quote the whole thing by memory. We live
would
in
be
a
so
twilight
funny.
world.
it just keeps climbing up there.
And there are no friends at dusk.
I'm just
It
saying.
does. Hey, in 10 years, that's
Yeah.
going to be Nolan's best. Everyone's
They're gonna
say
make
it,
a
but
retroactive
not really,
Oscar category, and Tenet's gonna be the what do you call it? The first one, the inaugural member.
Yeah, inaugural best picture of the.
of the Academy. Yeah, it'll be Tenet. Like, we're sorry, we messed this one up, Chris. This one's on us.
I do really think about that 70mm watch a lot.
That 70mm
Loud.
watch.
It was loud.
It was loud, but
It was
but
way
that
too
was,
loud.
That was a fantastic day.
I pulled out
Just a
the
great day, just a great movie.
I pulled
Just
out the
what a great
70mm
experience.
strip a few days ago. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive,
It's
man.
it's like 4 feet away from me.
Yeah.
On my shelf.
Mm-hmm.
But
All right, you got next.
okay, I'm deciding whether to sit on this one or if I need to snag one that.
Bro, this is
Yeah,
going to
I'm
be
gonna
a long
snag.
episode.
I'm gonna snag this one because I feel like it might get grabbed. But shout out my boy Wes. I'm grabbing the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's certainly on my list. Certainly on my list. I was going to
It's
take
in
it soon.
Budapest. It's in the Alps. You got snow. That's all. That's really all you need to know. I will be honest. It's been a very long time since I've seen the Grand Budapest Hotel. Maybe since
I've still only seen it once.
I've seen it. I watched it a couple times, like sophomore year of high school. But it's a fantastic cast. I think that's like one of his best shot movies. It was.
Yeah. It
Which
definitely
this is kind of interesting. Like, I think to this day, that's like his most like critically acclaimed movie. Like, if you look at what critics say, that was his most acclaimed movie, and he got nominated for like every Oscar that year. And a lot of people were like, "Well, Wes is finally getting his flowers, and he's here to stay." And then after the Grand Budapest Hotel, like everything that's come out after that, they have just thrown him to the wayside until last year when he won for Henry Sugar. But
Yeah.
thought that was kind of interesting. I will say that I think unfortunately Wes maybe have like peaked with Budapest because I don't think he's hit that high since the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah,
I feel
I'd
like
probably agree.
Budapest was very like a culminating moment for him in terms of the star-studded cast and pushing his style and his production process.
Yeah, that was when his style broke out into
The-
mass popular culture for the first time, other than Fantastic Mr. Fox, which you can ask 100 people on the street. No one knows that that's directed by Wes
Yeah, of course.
Anderson.
Yeah.
So,
But
I
mean, one thing I love about the movie is a lot of people will say that some of his movies look samey, and I think there might be a decent argument there. But Grand Budapest Hotel, a lot of different lenses and filming techniques used in the making of it, from small sets to large lenses. I think that there's a wide variety, and I think he's got a lot in the toolbox with that one. So I really need to give it a rewatch.
Yep.
But if we're talking
Yeah, me
about
too.
winner, great winner movie, and it's also one of his funniest movies. It's instantly recognizable and likable. So.
This is me. I think I'm gonna go. I think this would be considered winter. I'm gonna go with a very big filmmaker, very on the rise. It's a pretty popular movie. Definitely not this director's
Ooh, I
most
think I
popular
know.
movie. But I think I'm gonna
Yep,
take Prisoners.
I had a feeling, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a winner movie. For sure.
Yeah.
I thought about that before we started, and I didn't write it down because I think of Rain.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not
of,
like,
I mean, it could count. It's cold.
yeah.
It's cold and dreary.
Yeah, it's definitely winter. I'd
It's
say.
definitely cold and dreary. But it's not like, I wouldn't have taken that like first because it's not like winter, but
Yeah.
it's definitely, I gotta take it. I think I need to give it another rewatch. I think I've seen it twice. Maybe I've only seen it
It's
once.
a long
I don't
movie,
know.
man.
Yeah, it is. I forget how long it is, but yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know where I would rank this in Denis' filmography. I think it's probably like 3 or 4. Maybe. I don't know, but it's great. I think I think that Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, if
Dude,
they're
Jake-
not amazing in this,
Jake is
it
so good.
falls.
So good. I mean, Hugh
He's
Jackman's
cooking.
great too, but
Yeah, they're both cooking, and if they weren't, this would fall so hard on.
yeah,
its
and Paul
face.
Dano too. Paul Dano does a lot. Paul Dano
Yeah.
does a lot with very little. And I think
He definitely got the Riddler job because
I
of
agree,
this.
and I think Paul
For
Dano is a little underrated. Honestly, like he's been in some pretty big movies, and it's kind of easy to write him off. It's just like, oh, he plays the crazy guy, but I think Prisoners has probably his most complex character you'll find, and I think he did a fantastic job with it.
Yeah, it's just a great movie by a great director. So,
It's crazy that
Ethan,
I was just gonna say,
what?
hold on. I'm drawing a blank. Hold on. I'm forgetting the name of this movie, which is kind of
Prisoners.
Oh,
damning. But no, Fablemans. Dano
Wait,
was
wait,
pretty.
wait.
He was that was kind
okay,
of
yeah.
like
yeah.
very out of I guess anti-typecast or whatever you would call that. Like he was in a very conventional, paternal role, and I thought he was good. He's like very good.
Yeah, not a typical Dano romp.
This is going to be a long pod, anyways. I don't want to get off track, but I think in 5 years people are going to be like, "Oh, Fablemans, that's pretty solid."
It was
movie."
good.
Is that really going to be Spielberg's like last movie? I don't keep up with it.
I certainly wouldn't end on it.
No,
although
no,
it's
no,
got
no,
David
no.
Lynch in it. But
He has.
I would not want that to be my last movie.
He has the. No, he had what the Fablemans.
But isn't it about like
You're
his career?
Steven
It's like,
Spielberg,
he-
man.
Dude, he has. Dude, that's like that's. Dude, that's yeah, but
It's
that's
his most
probably
introspective, and it's like autobiographical.
top 3 21st century of his movies. I mean, his 2010s were
Yeah.
not good, to say the least. So I mean, I think it wouldn't be the worst way. But no, he has that Alien movie with. I think it has Austin Butler now and a lot of other big
Where?
people that's coming out in
Oh.
26, I think. It's
Yeah.
the UFO movie. Very very Spielberg-y,
Yeah.
it sounds like Spielberg at least.
Did you know that Kubrick was the inspiration for AI, for artificial intelligence, like the Spielberg movie?
Yeah. Wait.
Like the person?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
like
well,
his-
yeah, he was
gave the
gonna.
idea?
No, like
Well, he was gonna
Yeah.
direct it, and then he gave it to Spielberg,
yeah,
I believe.
I just thought that was interesting.
Okay.
Which is really, I really need to watch that. I think a lot of people, I know a lot of critics are like, AI is Steven Spielberg's best movie, and it's like, whoa, that's a big claim. But
Cool.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
enough on
For my
Spielberg.
next pick, man, I was talking about The Shining being like the ultimate bottle episode movie, but in recent years, this is kind of, held that spot of like the contemporary Winter Shut-In movie. Very, well decorated director.
I don't know.
I don't think a lot of people would put this in their top of his filmography. Granted, it's been going on 4 years since I watched it, but I think it's a strong entry, and as always, script is strong, dialogue strong. So I'm gonna go Hateful Eight on this one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The one, I was gonna say someone was gonna take that. Have you seen
I
it, Jacob?
own it, and it's been calling my name.
It's
in my collection.
long.
Yeah, same.
I've been meaning.
It's
But
one of
we
those.
watched it.
Yeah, I have it on Blu-ray. It's the only Tarantino I haven't seen, and it's just like, it's staring me in the face, and it's like it's 3 hours.
Yeah,
That's just a tough.
I've been meaning to watch it recently. So because I'm really close to watching all of his movies. Like I have like Death
Yeah.
Proof and this left. So
Death Proof is an interesting movie.
you know what's interesting about the Hateful Eight?
lot of feet.
Lebanon, Tennessee.
Oh,
Death
really?
Proof. Yeah,
That's
where
cool.
a movie takes place.
Doesn't so that
but-
does not
Lot of
that,
feet.
that's not very it's not a super accurate representation of the climate within Tennessee, but nevertheless.
Wait, what is?
Death Proof.
Okay, I was about to say Hateful
No,
Eight.
he's talking
okay.
about Death Proof. Yeah,
I was like, I did not remember Hateful Eight taking place in.
it's
I was like,
extremely snowy.
I've never seen Tennessee snow that much. Yeah, that went right over my head.
No. You know what's interesting about the Hateful Eight?
Yeah, I didn't know that Death Proof was set in.
Lebanon.
Yeah, I did not know that. No.
Pretty cool.
Interesting.
But the original script for the Hateful Eight leaked back in like 2011, and it's floating around out there. You can read it. And Tarantino went on record saying that he was very upset that it leaked, and he wanted to rewrite it. He also claimed that he felt like it was a first draft, whatever. And the movie came out, and a lot of people think that the leaked script is better than the product that we got.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting, yeah.
Maybe he should have stuck with his guns.
Maybe so.
Are there a lot of feet shots in the Hateful Eight?
None that I can remember. We probably get one or two, but honestly, that movie's it's a bit of a sausage party. There's not a lot of women in that movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Well, we can see men's feet. I mean,
Dude, Pulp had like
maybe
no
you get
feet.
some Walt Goggins feet.
no,
Pulp has some feet.
has some
Oh,
feet.
yeah.
Pulp has some feet.
Like not, but by
not a ton. Not
Uma
Kill
Thurman
Bill
dancing,
level,
yeah,
but
you
get
some
some feet.
I believe.
oh yeah, but like by Tarantino standards, that was like nothing.
No,
Bro,
that's
Kill
true.
Bill
Man,
was-
Pulp. What a
Oh
movie.
yeah, Pulp it's phenomenal.
I want to put this out there real quick. When me and Ethan went to see Pulp in 35, that is up there with one of my that's in my top movie moments. I feel like that was
I'm
that was
jealous.
Such
that was
a
a
fun
fantastic
watch.
time.
Such a fun watch.
It was
I
Great
think
day.
I think it's one of those. There's a lot of movies like this, but you go in, you're like, it can't be.
It was that good, yeah.
No, it
It's
is.
literally
That's why it's in the
literally
American
that
canon.
good.
You know,
yeah.
it's,
And that's exactly how I was feeling going into it. I was not the
And I know all the Butch stuff. You know, I don't know if you could call it perfect because it draws on way too long. But
on
the third act
on
though,
second
or the
watch.
final act is just perfect.
On second watch, I was perfectly fine with the Butch stuff. Maybe it's because I knew
It's a
maybe
little
it's
bit
because I knew
slower.
what was going to happen, but I was like,
it doesn't bother me too long. It's not the content. It's
it's
the
fair.
volume.
I agree.
But I would have loved to spend more time with Samuel and
Oh yeah, of
John
course.
Travolta. I mean, those
Yes.
guys are cooking.
Phenomenal.
Oh,
The Harvey Keitel cameo too.
Oh dude. He just
the Quentin Tarantino cameo.
man, that's such a good scene. Okay.
A Royale with cheese.
All right. How many pigs do I have? I'm trying to figure out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have
4 more?
four
Okay.
more. Yeah, you've taken 6.
Okay. I'd be remiss if I didn't take this one. I seriously doubt that y'all have this on any of your lists. But
You'd be surprised.
this is a really fun watch. It's been probably a decade and a half since I've seen it.
Dude, I think I know where you're going here. Actually,
But it is just first of all,
I could be wrong.
this is like Disney's 90s bag, okay? Yeah.
I know where you're going here. I definitely
It's just
know where
it's
you're
just
going here. I'm
it's a
pretty
great
sure, I'm pretty
watch.
sure.
It is in fact about the winter.
He's really picking Frozen.
Really putting on for the Winter Olympic Games.
Bro loves Idina Menzel.
No, I'm going Cool
Adele
Runnings.
loves him.
I got to.
Hey,
Oh,
What do you think?
Okay, that's not.
Never mind.
That's not. what I
If you're
thought
gonna
you
pick
were
it, you could pick it, but
No,
it might
we
pop up.
yeah,
But I gotta go Cool
you know,
Runnings,
might
man.
later.
It's just
You said 90s. I was like, yeah, that's not. Yeah.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
It's a great watch. It's so heartwarming. It's granted with those like based on a true
I don't think
story
I've
or
seen
like
this.
inspired by true story. The I don't know how faithful they are to their characters or not the characters, but the people they're based off of. So I can't speak to that at all. But for what it is as a film, it's a good time. It's endearing. It's funny. It's got some good performances and I don't know. It's just really zany and fun, and it's like got a lot of heart. It's a sports movie, and you feel good, you know?
Yeah. I don't know if I've... Jacob, have you seen this? I'm not sure if I've seen
Y'all
this.
gotta watch.
Was this like
Cool
a
Runnings.
original? Was this like a Disney Channel original movie?
Oh, definitely not. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's Lemonade Mouth.
Okay.
But
I mean, I'll be honest.
it's John Candy. Yeah, no, I haven't seen this.
I grew up like a Pixar kid. I didn't really watch like a lot of.
Oh, it's
Disney
John
movies.
Turteltaub. He directed it because he directed National Treasure 1 and 2.
Dude. Yeah. Well, guess who did the music? Hans Zimmer.
Wow. Cool Runnings, secretly stacked.
Kind of surprising.
Yeah, no, Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings, one of the best of the 1900s.
Honestly,
The
the
whole
best
thing.
film of the century. Yeah.
The whole century. We might need to have that conversation, but
Cool Runnings
that's for
episode
another
coming at you next.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna throw this out there just to see if it's gonna stick. Would When Harry Met Sally?
Yeah, that's
kind of-
that's fair
kind of
game.
more
Yeah,
of
it's
a
winter,
fall. But I know that there's a lot of winter scenes, and you have the New Year's stuff. So
But
I'd
the-
be remiss.
The
if I
New
didn't
Year's
take When
scene
Harry Met
is like
Sally this low.
the New Year's
Come on.
scene is like the pinnacle of the movie. You got to go with it.
Is the scene. Yeah, I mean it's the very last scene. So I don't know how it's fallen this far, but that's very, very similar to Little Women for me. It's a comfort movie, but it's a comfort movie that's like secretly amazing. I mean, it's the best rom-com ever made, probably. I mean, you've got the Before trilogy, but that's not really a rom-com, let's be honest. So yeah, I mean, Billy Crystal,
Mike
Meg
Wazowski.
Ryan, just absolutely cooking. Also, Rob Reiner. I mean, Rob Reiner is secretly like a really good director and a good actor.
He did Princess Bride, right?
Yep.
Man's got the sauce.
That's a great film.
Yeah, he did Stand By Me. He did Misery. He did A Few Good Men. He did This Is
Whoa.
Spinal Tap.
That's
He did
kind of
When
an
Harry Met
elite
Sally.
filmography.
Yeah, it is.
Rob Reiner.
And he is also an actor in Wolf of Wall Street, Sleepless in Seattle. I mean, he's a legend. He's an American legend. But yeah,
Dude, Rob Reiner, goated.
no, he is, man. I freaking love him. His cameo in, well, it's not even really a cameo. He's the dad in, I think he's Leo's dad in Wolf of Wall Street. I think. I don't know. He's great in that though, and it's like, hey, look, there's Rob Reiner.
I'm not sure if I remember that.
That's always fun. But yeah, I'm happy. I got When Harry Met Sally, so I don't really care about anything else.
There we go. How many do I have left?
You've taken 6, so you have 7, 8, 9, 10, so 4 more.
Okay.
So you got these 2 and then 2 more.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I feel a little confident that I'm going to be able to keep these picks right here. So, because I think,
Okay.
at least for my next pick, I think I'm probably the only one that's seen this movie. And if we're counting the holdovers, I think by extension, this is allowed too. But I'm picking the 2003 animated movie by the great Japanese anime director Satoshi Kon.
I know
Tokyo
where you're going with
Godfathers.
this,
Takes place
Yeah.
on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, but it's about 3 homeless people who find a dumpster baby, much like the gang.
It's Always
from
Sunny.
It's Always Sunny. Yeah, and they want to make sure that this baby has a good Christmas and a good life, so they set out to find the parents. And I think this is a really, really great movie. Satoshi Kon, for those that don't know, he's considered like the great anime director. Perfect Blue, Millennium Actress, Tokyo Godfathers, Paprika. He died. He died really young. I think he was like early 40s. He had cancer. So pretty sad loss considering that we didn't get a lot of work. He also had a TV show, Paranoia Agent, which ran for 1 season and is also considered a classic. But Miyazaki's definitely for the Satoshi Kon. The the sort of the one of the greats in terms of psychological anime and just film in general. This dude was super inspirational. Perfect Blue is the blueprint for Black Swan. Darren Aronofsky has gone on to say that Satoshi Kon is like one of his favorite directors, period. And a lot of other American directors have stated him as a huge influence. And Christopher Nolan shouted out Satoshi Kon because we wouldn't have Inception if we didn't have Paprika. Inception is basically Paprika.
And without Inception, we wouldn't have Tenet.
Exactly. So
without
without
Paprika,
Tenet, we wouldn't have life.
And
that is right.
in a weird domino effect way, Satoshi Kon is responsible for Tenet.
Yep.
That's
why it's a great pick.
incredible. That might be the pick of the draft.
All right, on the spin back, what you got, Jacob?
Yeah, man, Satoshi Kon's great. His movies are really really out there. His stuff's like really dark, pretty messed up, very mature, very for adults. Perfect Blue is very disturbing. That's the only other movie I've seen of his. But Tokyo Godfathers is a straight up, just winter, sort of straightforward story that delves into these characters and why they're alone at this time of the year, and for very different reasons. One of the persons in the movie is trans, and it's like the most realistic depiction of a trans person in like a very just very terrible like a society that's done a lot of wrong to them, and I was very taken aback by that movie, and by that character in that film.
Nice.
And there's also the two other people in the movie who also have like some really tragic backstories. So, brain fart. We might need to pause here because
No, you're good, man. I think you've detailed the film plenty. I mean, that's yeah.
Yeah, but it's a insane Christmas movie. Not even just in terms of like the backstories of the main three being pretty dark, but it's very action filled. The animation director was the guy who did a lot of the animation directing for Cowboy Bebop, which is one of the greats of anime and just action in general. So shout out that guy and shout out Tokyo Godfathers.
Nice. You got another? Right?
Yeah, I do.
The field's starting to dwindle.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna jump back across the other side of the world. I'm gonna pick In Bruges. Martin
Okay.
McDonagh, 2008, Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, Harry Potter guy. It's a Martin McDonagh. I definitely sort of, I've only seen, he doesn't have a lot of movies, but he also did The Banshees of Inisherin, and I see a lot of parallel.
Mid.
I see,
No, I'm just kidding.
I see, hey now, say no. But
I need to rewatch it. I mean,
yeah, but very dark sense of humor. In Bruges deals with Colin Farrell, who he's a hitman. Him and Brendan Gleeson are hitmen, and he accidentally murders a child on his first mission as a hitman, and he's been sent by.
sounds like Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, he accidentally murders a child, and he's been sent to hide out in Bruges, and he becomes very depressed and suicidal. It takes place during winter, and the movie's a dark humor exploration of mortality and death, and feels a little sexy beast. Ralph Fiennes plays their like mob boss, and he shows up and he's an utter psychopath.
Nice.
Yeah. His scenes are instantly.
I'll have to check it out. Sounds good.
His scenes are instantly iconic. But yeah, Shout Out in Bruges takes place during winter.
Cool.
Nice.
I'm happy with it.
I'm gonna go art house here. I don't think either of you have seen this, but I mean, I'd be remiss to not take a Kurosawa movie that's, fits this bill very strongly, and that would be Ikiru.
Yep.
Very existential, very touching, very depressing. It's a man that has a monotonous job, and he learns he has cancer. It's very, I don't know. It's kind of. It would be a good double billing with Cleo from 5 to 7, because it's like, what do you do when you learn what?
I said the same plot.
No.
Or the same inciting incident, rather. It's not the same.
Yes,
I don't
yes,
this.
yeah. Yeah. It's basically like, what do you I mean, it's like when you're hit with, what am I doing with my life? What
When
is
your
the
legs
meaning
don't
of
work
life?
like they used to before.
What?
Hashtag Ikiru.
What does that have anything to do with the movie? Why are you just quoting Ed Sheeran?
Wait, I don't know. I heard you say like it's like when your life, or I don't know. The first you said when you're, and I was like, oh.
Okay. Well, also, I gotta. We're like, this is already way too long. I'm just gonna say this really quickly. I could talk about the Kurosawa movie, but you all haven't seen it. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I was watching on the plane ride, I think to my house. It might have been on the way back for Christmas. I watched Me Before You, the Emilia Clarke, Sam Claflin movie, where he gets hit by a car and he goes paralyzed.
Oh.
And then there's a dancing scene and they play When Your Legs Don't Work Like They Used to Before.
That's crazy. Do they like make note of it at all? Be like, this is awkward, or like,
no, they don't. It's like supposed to be like a touching moment, and like it's like really, really, really weird. Just an awful artistic choice, man. It's something else. Anyway, Kurosawa, legend.
Man, music.
Ikiru. I don't even think about it because Kurosawa's filmography is like, oh my gosh. I've only seen 5 of his films, but I mean, this is probably like my least favorite of the 5 I've seen, but it's still amazing. Very Kubrick-esque.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to speed this up because this has been going on forever. Okay. What am I at? 7 or 8? How many picks do I have? 3 left? 2 right now, and then 1 more after this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. One for sure that I could not do this draft without selecting. Granted. It's a short film, so please excuse my inclusion of it. It's only 25 minutes long.
Whoa, we're doing short films.
Is it fair game? I mean,
no,
it's always quintessentially Yeah, I mean, you could pick that. Hey,
that's TV.
No, this is actually animated. I believe that it's a British. It's a British film. It's directed by Diane Jackson. Her credits are like Peter and the Rabbit, like animated movies, and then like animated versions of books. But this is The Snowman. I don't know if y'all have seen this.
Yeah, I think I have, like, when I was a kid. I mean,
it's on Amazon Prime or Prime Video, I think. But
okay, nice,
dude, it is a beautiful watch.
Can you run it by me again?
Good. It's called just The Snowman.
Okay.
I
25 minutes.
I can vividly see the poster.
Wait, that's crazy.
I know exactly
It says the cast is Raymond Briggs, David Bowie, and then Mel Smith. There's no way that David Bowie's in it. I don't know.
Bro, David Bowie, that man's a star.
He is so good. I was listening back to one of his albums yesterday. Just like he is.
Bro,
steals the show and
with
everything.
Me.
Yeah.
There's a movie called The Snowman with Fassbender and J.K. Simmons. It's got a nice one.
It is
not
not
that
1.8.
Wait, bro,
yeah.
Is anyone going to take Red Notice?
You mean Red 1?
Or, yeah, Red 1, not Red Notice. Yeah. Man, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
All those Red movies,
man.
Yeah,
y'all got it.
No, okay, but Snowman. So it's literally just it's kind of similar to Polar Express, actually. A kid goes outside, builds a snowman. He wakes up in the middle of the night, goes outside, and the snowman takes him on an adventure. They start flying and stuff. And
Nice. Aladdin.
it's just beautiful. They go on like these. There's like these different scenes, and they go to these different events where there's like, snow people, and they're doing these like dances, and the music is just gorgeous. Let me see who did the music. Songs is by Peter Outy and Howard Blake.
Nice. Legends. I don't know them. But.
Yeah, shout out them. But yeah, it's just a really charming watch. Super short, and it's kind of a tearjerker. I'm not gonna lie, not like derogatory tearjerker, but like it's really touching. It's great.
Nice.
My next pick, I'm gonna go Mark Waters film from 2011. Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Hey,
Yeah, this was on the long list. Yeah.
dude.
I haven't seen this. I couldn't tell you how good or bad this movie is. Just the fact that
I
it's
haven't
Mr.
seen
Popper's.
it in so
this,
long.
I think this might have been the first book that I ever read.
Okay.
But yeah,
Even more reason to take it.
I just got to shout out Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Dude, you just unlocked a deep memory, man. I remember that. Good times.
Hey, sound by Mark Mangini. You remember him talking about recording penguins
Yes.
on that Zoom? Yeah.
Yes. So glad we went to that. That was cool.
Oh,
Yep.
I didn't know he did Popper's Penguins.
Oh man, you
That was the
should have
turning
known,
point
man.
of his career, man.
That man's a goat. Okay, I guess this is me. I got 2 picks left. There's a couple, crazy fun ones that I could do. There's some art house ones, but I think I'm gonna take the most underseen, the most undertalked about Christopher Nolan movie, Insomnia.
Okay.
Al Pacino, Robin Williams,
Whoa.
and Hilary Swank.
Whoa. I did not know that was the cast.
I gotta
That's
tell
crazy.
you. I gotta tell you. I think, De Niro's great. I think I prefer Pacino, and dude, Pacino's cooking in this, man. He's just. It's certainly not the best film ever made, but it's really solid. It's a solid outing from a very important director very early on in his career. And I remember I watched this with my younger brother, and I was like, wow, this is like really good. Like I was expecting it to be like 2.5, something like that, but it's really good. I really like it. So shout out Insomnia.
So I got 2 left. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
All
it.
right.
Time to take a red one.
I'm gonna pick. I think I might be the only person here who like really likes this movie. I don't know if Ethan's seen it or not, but I'm gonna go with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. It was on my list.
Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet.
I can't believe it felt this low.
I'll be honest. There were some ones that I knew y'all were going to pick, so I was trying to snatch those before I could get this one. But psychological drama thing takes place during the winter. I happen to really like this movie. Charlie Kaufman is an interesting character. I don't really know what to make of Synecdoche, New York. I'll be honest. And he also has another winter psychological drama. I'm thinking of ending things. And I'm planning on watching that soon.
The man loves winter.
He does. And Eternal Sunshine was the moment that put him on the map. Directed by Michael Gondry, who has not really done anything since Sunshine. He directed The Green Hornet after this.
What a movie.
So I don't...
What a movie not to watch.
Really, I think the strength of Sunshine is found in the writing, found in the performances. Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet are really fantastic, and I think that the soul of the movie is about unrequited love and maybe going back and fixing mistakes and looking back on the past, and also realizing the past is the past and moving off the future and what to do from there. I think if you've lived a lot of life, I think that Eternal Sunshine speaks. I think it's a movie that speaks very well to the human soul, and I dig it a lot. I really love it. I really do. I get that might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I think that it's pretty fantastic. And Beck has a really good song at the end of that movie. Everybody's got to learn sometime. That's like one of his best songs, and he did it for the movie.
There you go.
Shout out Eternal Sunshine. Y'all got thoughts on this?
No, I haven't
Ethan,
seen it.
have you seen it? You
No,
haven't
I
seen
haven't
it?
seen it yet. No.
I mean, this is one of my hot takes. You know, that I don't love it. I certainly don't think it's bad. It doesn't really. Yeah, it doesn't really work for me. I mean, I'd have to rewatch it to kind of go into it, but
Yeah.
I can definitely see why it's beloved.
Yeah.
So.
But it's definitely a winter movie. I mean, like the shot of the movie is them laying on the ice. So.
And on the ice, yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Cool.
All right, last pick.
I'm gonna jump back to Japan because I've been giving a lot of love to Japan.
Nope.
Lady Snowblood, Tokyo Godfathers, amazing. And I'm gonna end with 2021's Drive My Car.
Okay.
This movie's a behemoth. I really need to rewatch this. It's about a dude who's he's a theater. It's about a dude. It's a theater director, and his wife who cheated on him dies, and he's come to grips with a lot, and he sort of forms a connection with his little Uber driver who drives him around during his film production, and it's cool. It takes place during winter. It's very slow paced. It's very long, and I won't lie, it did not have me for a lot of it. But it's one of those movies where it's a building tower of cards, and it sort of comes crashing down at the end, and it's incredibly satisfying. One of the best second halves of any movie I've ever seen. A lot of people's favorite movie.
Wow.
A lot of people's favorite movie of that year.
Yeah, for sure.
And sort of the
Very, very well loved.
the very pinnacle of the movie, like the best scene, my most well-known scene, takes place on a snowy mountain. So I wouldn't necessarily say winter is like a reoccurring thing in the movie, but it takes place during winter, during key moments, and the director.
We won't challenge you on
Yeah,
it.
I can just say it was a winter movie and get by. But
Haven't seen it yet.
the director, Ryusuke Hamaguchi, he had a movie that came out
Hamaguchi.
He had a movie that came out this year called Evil Does Not Exist, which I think is
It's on Criterion right
I
now.
think that's also a winter movie. So
Yeah, it is.
I'd like to get around.
We need to watch
I
that.
need to get around to that. But Drive My Car, super long character study, but you get what you put into it. So shout out Drive My Car, shout out Japan.
Cool.
What a draft.
Okay, I'm gonna go the fun route, but I really want to take this. I gotta shout this out. I'm not gonna take it, but Kiarostami's 24 frames. It's the last thing he ever did. It's the collection of 24 short 4.5-minute films inspired by still images, paintings, photographs.
He's a genius.
It's just, dude. It's just I've never seen anything like it. It's deconstructing the form, the structure. There's
and constructing it really with it being based on pictures. Yeah,
it's just amazing, and a lot of it. I mean, the poster is horses and snow, and a lot of it is a lot of the photographs are snow inspired. But I'm gonna go the fun route.
Okay.
And speaking of Disney movies, this is a Disney Channel movie.
Wait.
I'm gonna have to take 2008's Minutemen.
Oh, I still haven't seen that yet.
Wait, what?
That's got what's his face?
It's Nicholas Braun.
Yeah, Nicholas Braun. Yeah.
I swear, I thought, I remember us talking about it because I remember we
you
were
said
like
we
gonna
need to
sit down
watch
and
it.
watch it. Yeah, but I forgot that you hadn't seen it.
I should watch it. It's good. It's got Jason Dolley too, man.
It's just you know, they all got the Bieber hair. You know,
Is it fun?
It's just peak.
Oh, it's so fun, man.
It looks like peak 2000s.
Okay.
It's
I'm gonna have to look it up.
when I say Disney Channel original movies, there's two movies that come to mind: Minutemen and Lemonade Mouth.
Lemonade Mouth. I love Lemonade
And
Mouth.
those two, man, they're very strong. And and Minutemen, man, they invent a time machine. And they just like, you know, they just go back and forth.
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
And some of it's in snow. I think the final act is based in snow. I could have gone, you know, I could have said The Ascent, the Shep the Coat movie,
Dafoe.
the 1977 movie. That movie's incredible, but you know, we're gonna have some fun with it. I'll take Minuteman with my last pick.
Dude, I'll be honest. I knew this movie existed. I didn't know it was about time traveling. I got to run this up. I really do.
Yeah, we'll have to watch
I'm not.
this sometime.
It might be better than Back to the
I think
Future.
it is. Be willing to bet money on
You
that.
heard it
Probably
here
is.
Absolute cinema.
I guess to wrap it up, this has been on my list like the whole time, and
Okay.
you probably just held off, Mason, but like, it's still on the board, and I'm always gonna think of it as a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Got to take Fanny and Alexander.
Yeah, that's a good way to end it.
Yeah, it's one of Bergman's best, if not his best. Literally an epic. It's Shakespearean in proportion, and it's a literal. It's not an allegory to Shakespeare, but there are certain parallels to it that, you know, very similar to Hamlet. I mean, it's Bergman at his best, you know.
Yeah.
The writing is so strong. The dialogue between the characters is as good as ever. The performances, obviously, the cast of actors that Bergman works with are some of the best. Talk
about one of the. Go ahead.
I just love the care and attention that he gives like to theater itself, and the respect that he has for the art form.
That's his old stomping ground.
Yeah, seriously.
I was just gonna say, talk about one of the most rewarding watches ever. I mean, it's long. If you watch the TV version, it's like 6 hours. But I feel like
that's the only way to go, though.
No, yeah, you got to. I'm about to watch Scenes of a Marriage.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Whatever it is, and I got the Criterion. It's a long movie, but I'm gonna watch the TV. I'm gonna watch the TV version, which is like 6-7 hours. I'm just gonna do it. But yeah, Fanny and Alexander, man.
Yeah.
As Martin Scorsese would say, what a picture.
Yep.
Love pictures.
That's why we're here. That's why we're sitting here. All right, we did it.
We did.
No.
Hold off on the 2025.
yeah. No, I say hold off on that.
Dude,
I think we're already a little over 2 hours.
I don't remember which pick it was. I think it was like 6 or 7. Like around when I picked Tokyo Godfathers, I was like, they really caught up with me right there. I was like, oh, I'm crashing.
Yeah.
I don't think it was nearly as cutthroat as the Score one.
No.
Just because, you know.
I will say, shout out to Matthew McFadden. He had Fanny and Alexander as his first pick in his top 4.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's goated.
Matthew.
You know who else loves that movie? Aubrey Plaza, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Also, we can do some honorable mentions just really quick.
Yeah, I was gonna
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It was on my list.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised Phantom Thread didn't get taken.
Yeah, I was gonna say Phantom Thread. I was gonna say I almost took Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yep, that was on my list. I almost took the first one.
Yeah, the first one as well. I almost took Chronicles of Narnia: The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What a picture, man!
It's a Wonderful Life didn't go.
Well,
I don't know if that's too Christmas.
It's a little too Christmas.
Yeah,
but
I would. That's in the Christmas canon. So
yeah,
I would say
that's why. I mean, I didn't personally pick it, but I was.
Although it's not. I mean, if you think about it,
it ends on New Year's.
It's no more a Christmas movie than The Holdovers is.
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
But I think we look at
it's
it as
status,
a Christmas
though.
movie.
It's status.
So,
yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
I also thought about Phantom Thread, but like, you know, the New Year's Eve sequence is at the very end, and it's like 5 minutes, and I had a hard time like thinking about it as a winter movie in my head. Even though I watched like a couple, I did watch it on Christmas Eve to cap off the year, and but I don't know. I don't really think of that as like, oh, this is super winter.
That's the problem with When Harry Met Sally. It's like a lot of people think of it as a fall movie, which it kind of is.
Yeah.
But, Die Hard.
Yeah. My honorable mentions. I had Uncut Gems on my list. I didn't know if that was too much of a reach, but most of that's during winter.
Oh. Yeah,
but
I guess, yeah.
Okay,
I would,
but,
yeah.
But if we think about it though, it's during a playoff series, which would put it squarely in like spring, but it just looks cold, so it probably wouldn't work. But
I don't know about
I also have, I have Royal Tenenbaums, and then Mike Leigh's Naked, because that definitely is during winter, and that is a fantastic movie.
What a picture! I need to watch it.
I'm
about to go
Shout out
watch
Mike
his new
Leigh.
film. I'm about to go watch his new film. It's finally starting to release.
Yeah.
I don't think it's releasing widely yet, but it'll probably be.
I'm excited. He's got it. He's got it. He is phenomenal.
I have a couple honorable mentions. One of them is The Revenant, which is super winter. I have not seen The Revenant in a very long time, probably since before Grand Budapest. So it was pretty difficult for me to put The Revenant up there, like just as something I'd pick, because I just haven't seen it in a while. And I remember really liking it, and it's a very cold, bleak movie. So it's definitely up there for big time winter. And didn't include this one because I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Anatomy of a Fall.
Yeah. Snow. I think of Snow when I think of that movie. I haven't even seen it.
Yeah. It's snow, but it takes place in the Alps. And most of the movies indoors or in a courtroom. So I don't know. Like
another Alps movie is Force Majeure, the Ruben Östlund movie, the guy that did Triangle of Sadness. It's a really good movie, but that was on my list.
Oh, Under the Skin was also on my list.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of films that are like set in winter. But I mean, at least I was trying to mainly think of like some scenes that are outdoors or snowy.
Like from my memory, it was like Anatomy of a Fall. Like it was only snowy because they lived at like the top of the Alps, and then like they came down into the mainland, and it was like normal. So I just
so it could be set during summer. It's like who really knows? You could also, I mean, I guess we could have also taken Nosferatu.
Yeah.
The new one.
Yep.
I'm like just now thinking of that. Not that I would have taken it, but we can have that conversation on the 2024 year in review. I'm sure it'll come up, but
it's probably time for us to wrap. We've been going on for a minute. It's been fun though.
This has to be our longest episode, right?
Yeah, undoubtedly.
In conclusion,
bros.
What's up next? Paris, Texas is up next. I know that.
Oh, are we doing Paris, Texas up next?
Yeah. Well, that's one of them.
It's one of them.
Nickel Boys. I think that should be a priority.
Nickel Boys and Brutalist.
We'll probably do Nickel Boys and Brutalist, and then after that we can do the 2024.
Yeah,
2024.
Paris, Texas is going anywhere. So.
Yeah.
And Oscars will be here before you know it, so I'm assuming we'll be running that up again. Doing a reaction. So,
bro, I'm finna try to go.
Are you serious?
I don't know. They delayed I don't know if you all saw, but they delayed the nominations. They were supposed to be Thursday or Friday of next week, and now they're going to be the Sunday.
Okay.
So I think they come out a week from Sunday is when we'll know, like, the 10 Best Picture nominees. Cool. And somehow Amelia Perez will be on there,
I'm dreading to watch that. I'm only going to watch it just because I want to add it to the list.
It's one of those movies where it's like, that really tests your, like, cinema love. Like, if you sit down without your phone and, like, seriously watch that and try to go in blind without any preconceived notions, that is very hard.
The problem is it's hard to have preconceived notions. I mean, if you've been, like, kept an ear
for
to
any movie, really.
the spaces, and just the general reception of it.
specifically for that. I mean, it's like
Also, like, I've seen people point this out, but like recency bias. Like, how is Amelia Perez like gonna win stuff, and then Luca and Denis aren't even gonna get nominated for Best Director?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, ODR is like.
I don't think
This has to be his worst movie. It's one of those, like, I mean, I've seen some reviews talking about how it's like, it's one of those French movies that plays at Cannes and gets a 10-minute standing ovation, but it's like actually not good. And that to my knowledge, is basically what it is.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane that this is the movie that's making him like huge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of recency bias going on. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, I don't know what
I
it
don't know.
is, but I haven't seen a single.
good thing.
I read a lot. I read a lot of critics. I read a lot of film criticism. I haven't seen a single good thing, and that's extremely rare for a movie. Like that's this big and getting this much. That's in the awards season. Like this strong, you know, It's crazy.
we'll see how it plays out.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm tired.
Someone say the thing if we're like
Roll
we're
that outro
We
music.
gotta wrap it.
Hey.
And scene.